Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of No Name Podcast. This is episode 61. I'm your host for this episode, Manny, with my co-host, Ricky. Say hi, Ricky. I know you're live. So just to let you guys know, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and anywhere else you guys get your podcasts at. Every Wednesday at 10 a.m. We're a weekly podcast.
Pacific Standard
Spotify,
Time.
yeah, Pacific Standard Time because we're on the West Coast. West Coast is the best coast. Um, anyways, where was it? Yes. Oh yeah, we're a weekly podcast. We hope you enjoy us. We got a couple of really good topics this week. Ricky, how you been? You been good?
It's been a weird. It's been. I would say weird, but that's an understatement of what happened the last couple days. But that's neither here or there. There. Um. Other than that, I said it's been interesting. Been good. We saw Black Widow this past
We
weekend
did.
and all that stuff,
We did.
which we'll talk about at the end of the show. Um. Though, because as you can tell, I'm wearing 100 Theers apparel right now. Stuff right now. Though we went 1-2 in LCS this past weekend, we did beat TSM on Sunday, which was the best thing, and we're still in first place. So I'm looking forward to that. That's good. That's good. Still in first place. So still high, though. I'm kind of scared of Evil Geniuses right now because they've won 8 in a row. So it's like all that stuff. So I was like kind of scared, but we'll see how that goes. I think we play. I don't think we play them this weekend, but we'll see what that
It's one
goes.
more than seven.
Yeah. What else? The streams have been good so far and all that stuff. Yes, as of yesterday, which is Sunday, because we're recording this on Monday and all that stuff. Finally got to play Life is Strange. I did. It was supposed to be one. It was supposed to be the first episode. We ended up doing 2 episodes. The first 2 episodes, and boy, is that game. Ooh, I feel emotional. I was so emotional. That was each decision was so difficult to make. I mean, there was easy ones, but there's some difficult ones where it just makes you just question yourself and everything and all that. I mean, you can like, and then like, because like the one of the features in the game, it's like you have the ability to rewind time and all that stuff, and you can rewind the decisions you make. But even if you do that, it's like, is it worth doing it, and is it the smart choice? And I'm just like, oh my
And how do you
gosh.
know you made the right choice originally?
But either than all, it's like I am loving the game. I'm loving the game. We're doing that will continue the upcoming Sunday. So we'll be doing episodes 3 and 4. So yeah, we're gonna do 2 episodes again, and everything like that. And then the finale is gonna be after that. So that's gonna be fun. And then of course for the rest of the week, I've already been since this comes out on Wednesday. I've already streamed on Tuesday with Mass Effect. Tomorrow we are doing the new zombie map for Thursday, and then
We
Friday.
are.
Friday is
Forgot about
uh Friday is our first playthrough. My first playthrough of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Came out on the Wii and all that stuff. Never got to play it.
Oh, you got to.
No, I mean it came out on the. It first came out on the Wii, and
No,
it it first came out on the no the Wii. I love the Wii U. Oh my god. Um,
why is the controller so big? Is what I want to
I
know.
have no idea. I tried playing Wind Waker HD on
Yeah,
that. That was something. Try playing Smash Bros with that thing. Oh my gosh.
I never played the actual controller, but I have played Smash Bros. On the Wii U.
And all that stuff and everything. Yeah, playing that with that controller. Oh, it
Probably
had it.
nothing's gonna be
It had its moments. It had its bright spots. I mean, but then again, it's like without the Wii U, we wouldn't
We
have
wouldn't
this.
have Amiibos
We wouldn't have this.
or Amiibos. Amiibos are cool.
And I was like, well, no, yeah, Amiibos are cool, and I have a couple, and all that stuff, and I do want to get a couple ones. There's some new ones that's coming out pretty soon that look
They're
interesting and all
still
stuff.
making.
Yeah, they still
I
make
think
them.
they canceled them.
No, they still make them. They've been doing
I
them.
just heard that news.
They've done them for Smash Bros. A lot. The new one.
Oh, okay.
There's also a new one coming out for the new Metroid game, Metroid Dread. That one's the one I'm interested in getting, and I'm probably gonna and there's some other ones that I found interesting but haven't decided to get them. And all that stuff. but I'll probably like go back and see if they're available, and hopefully stuff.
Do you have any? Are we gonna get Tekken ones then? Because
There will be a. There's most likely going to be an amiibo for, I'm forgetting his name. I'm blanking on his name.
Try to find it.
Anyways, but most likely, I was trying to see if I could remember it. But there's most likely probably be amiibo for him and all that stuff. It's not gonna happen this year. I will admit that, because the way they've done the Smash Brothers amiibos, they always do them late. They don't do it around the same. So right now it's like they've released new characters and all that stuff. They don't release them at the same time the character comes out. It's always like later and all that stuff. So if I was a betting man, we'll probably see Yakuza. I don't even say. I can't even say it right now. Not Yakuza. I know it's not that. We'll probably see his next year. In all honesty.
Oh, okay.
And all that stuff.
Okay.
But I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, just everything's good to go. Everything's good.
Everything's good. It's cool. Well, funny how you show the Switch. The new Switch.
Before I say this, because I wanted to bring this up before we go into topics and all that stuff.
Okay.
Because you're the one that's been you've the one been talking about this off podcast and everything for the past week, and it's finally come to a close.
Washing Grim?
The Euros. I was talking about the Euros, but okay.
Yeah, congratulations, Italy.
And so my thing is about it though, and everything like that, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, and I do apologize for me saying this ahead of time, and all that stuff. But I think we talked about it. I don't even know if we did talk about it in the last week's episode.
You might have said it on your stream, but not on the episode.
The fact that it's like the England hype, the what everyone kept saying, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home. I'm sorry, like I don't get me wrong, like I'm happy for England and all that stuff. Like they've gone through some bullshit and all that stuff and everything like that, and like this whole run in the Euros has been a great thing for them and all that stuff. And I wish them, and it's like I was rooting for them too, even though I didn't watch the games, but I was paying attention and all that stuff. Like I was rooting for England and all that stuff and everything like that. But every time I kept hearing it's coming home, I'm here thinking, because like I wasn't paying attention as much early in the Euros. I'm over here thinking that they're in the freaking final already or something like that and all that stuff. And I'm just like no, and all that stuff. And then like finals came and all that stuff, tie game, penalty kicks. Oh, that was stressful. I want to say I do want to say one thing though. I know we don't talk about serious. We've delved back from the serious stuff and everything like that. Because we always want to make this more focused on enjoying it and all that stuff and everything like that, having a good time. But the fact of literally not even like, literally like 20, almost 24 hours and all that stuff, the hate that has been spewing for 3 of the players who are of person of color and all that stuff on the England team, and getting so much hate. Like, guys, like I get it. European soccer is a passionate thing. I get it and everything like that. And all that stuff. That's the one things I love about European soccer in general and all that stuff. The fact of how passionate their fans are and all that. But it shouldn't go to a point of where you're digging onto that, especially if something to where it comes to race and all that stuff. Like literally, I had to wake up to hearing about that on Twitter and all that stuff on my feed, and I'm like, great. Not a way to start my Monday and all that stuff, even though it's already Monday and all that stuff. Mondays are just a thing in itself. You don't need to make it worse for me. And all that stuff. And I was like, come on, guys, like we get it and all that stuff. It happens. Is Euros like every 4-year thing like the Olympics, or is that like
Euros is 3 years, I believe.
Every 3 years. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 3 years. No, it is every 4 years. But this one got pushed back to 5 years actually because of the pandemic.
Because it was supposed to happen last year, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way I'll remember this is when the next Summer Olympics happen, because Summer Olympics are coming up pretty soon too. All right now this year.
Are they?
Well, yeah, we're at July. It's July. The Olympics are
Did
like
they get cut?
no Olympics is still happening
Oh, okay.
and all that
Cool.
stuff.
What are the wishes?
I mean, I heard. I mean, there's been talks because like it's been like Tokyo's not what's the word I'm looking for? Vaccinated friendly in a way.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's some issues.
You know they were doing rectum checks for the COVID.
Okay, let's not get into science now.
That's no, I'm okay. I'm okay on that. Like I'm all for getting yourself checked, but when they go that far, like you can do it nasal stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So but no, I just want to say is be kind to the players. Yes, we know it didn't go the way it wanted to for England and all that stuff. And trust me, it's like I was hurt myself and all that stuff when that happened. And
There you
everything
go.
and everything. But let's not bring that kind of hate to the team and everything like that, especially for those players and all that stuff. Because I think one of them was the ones that kicked was on the penalty kick too.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that and everything, just to get it out the way and all that stuff. Because let's be kind to each other and all.
Were you really sad that England lost?
I'm still don't get me wrong. I'm sad England lost. It's more the fact of the hate of the what's
No, I
what's
know,
towards.
but like without that, though, like let's just take that one out. Like,
Yeah.
are you really sad that England lost?
Yeah. No. Honestly, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I am the whole coming home thing was a little annoying at first and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I mean, because I've known about it before and all that stuff. And then
But you started being like, actually,
no. The fact of like, I think when it first occurred and all that stuff, because England was playing well in the Euros, I was like, okay, I would love. That'd be cool to see if England wins and all that stuff and everything. And it's always been like that. It's just more the fact of it's coming home. It's coming home. Like I get it in a way of how it portray itself and all that stuff, especially when you're coming closer and closer to it and all that stuff. But it was getting to that point where it was like, okay, maybe let's not do this all the time and all that stuff. That's just me though. But
Also in this congratulatory, saying congratulations.
congrats to Italy.
Also, congratulations to Lionel Messi capturing his first ever major title. That was cool. Capturing the Copa America. So that was cool. That was amazing to see. So moving on from congratulatories. Move on to the Switch.
Speaking of the topic we're going to, since the company's in this country, Tokyo is in a state of emergency. From what it sounds like, just to make that up, because we're talking about the Olympics and all, and the Olympics start on the 23rd of this month. Also, continue.
Have they built like the Olympic stuff yet? No.
No, that had to be done. That was already done. And all that stuff.
Okay. Well, moving on to our first topic of the day. Nintendo came out with their showcasing their new Switch, the OLED. Okay. Now the OLED, also known as the OLED. I like to say OLED because it sounds cool.
Don't call it the OLED. Why are you calling it the OLED?
I like OLED. It looks like OLED. So this one will become available October 8th, 2021. It'll be featuring a 7-inch screen with OLED in it. It'll have an adjustable stand on the back of the screen, so that you can move it different ways, so that you can play.
It's a more sturdier stand than the one the actual Switch. Original Switch.
Built tough. It's like nice and sturdy and built tough. Has a LAN port inside the actual dock. I don't know if the other one did. I don't know. Switch. I don't know. No, okay.
It never did. You had to buy you had to buy a separate adapter in order to do like a wired connection and all that stuff. So this is the big this is a big deal for people who play their Switch at home and all that stuff and all.
Yeah. So that's cool. It'll also have enhanced audio, as well as 64 GBs of internal storage. So that's cool. This will have an MSRP of $349.99. So $34.99. It'll have an MSRP of $249.99.
There we go.
Ricky, what's your on this?
So first things first, to get it out the way for people who don't know by now, because this literally got announced the day our episode came out. Our last week's episode
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
This is not the Pro and everything like
Correct.
that.
The
And
OLED.
this is the Switch. This is the Switch, but all it is a bigger screen, a better nightstand, and bigger storage, and whatever it means by enhanced audio. No, it's
It's
not.
just like
That's all it is. There's everything else internally is the same stuff that's on the original Switch,
it's white too. That's
and
it.
and
That's
it's
it.
white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even on the
I don't know.
even on the website, it just says enjoy enhanced audio from systems onboard speakers. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what it means.
Does
Like,
the Switch have good audio right now?
it's decent.
Okay, so it's
I
probably
mean, it's
better.
like, but I mean, like, it's like the thing is, it's like certain stuff like that. It's like when you hear like from phone manufacturers when they talk about their speakers, it's like you get this surround sound style kind of thing, Dolby Atmos speaker style, and all that stuff. I'm just like, and like that is like
So-
like though it's like calm yourself, okay? Like that's a little bit, but at the same time though, it's like it's interesting because you want to know like how you watch your show, how you're gonna watch your shows and all that stuff and everything like that. This right here, enjoy enhanced audio from system onboard speakers. Like, what does that mean? Like, am I gonna be able to? Is Breath of the Wild 2 gonna be like surround sound and everything on this on the speakers itself and
That'd be
everything
cool.
and all that stuff? Like,
That'd
am I
be
gonna
cool.
get? Am I gonna get like is like audio like the audio is like is built based off like how you when you move the camera like from one you hear something when you're hearing something from one end and it's like when you move your head it comes from the other speaker or something like that. I don't know and all that stuff.
We'll see.
And everything like that. I want to say I the land port's awesome because it's needed really. A bigger storage memory though it's only 64 but at least it's something.
Yeah.
It'll still
What's the
have
current one have?
Huh?
You know what the current one has?
32 if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay, so they doubled it.
Yeah, so they doubled it. You are still able to put in a micro SD card in there still, so you still have that.
Oh,
There's
okay.
there's still that, so you don't have to worry. So don't think you're gonna it's and everything like that. The screen, the bigger screen, like how it looks with the bigger screen, actually looks pretty nice and all that stuff. Because it's like when you're
Yeah.
looking the regular Switch itself is just like.
I think it was a good size.
It's a nice size, but at the same time, it's like there's like that bigger the black bar surrounding it, and it's like so much real estate, like that real estate
Yeah,
right
that
there.
part is fun.
It makes it weird, and it's just like when I'm playing games, when I get playing, because I'm starting to pick it up again and all that stuff, and I was gonna start playing Breath of the Wild 1, and just looking at that, I was like, this would look if this screen was so much bigger, it looks so much nice. This game looks so much a little bit nicer.
You know,
And all and everything, but it's cool.
So this needs OLED.
And all that stuff. The OLED, the OLED is just gonna make the games a little more nicer, like just on the screen perspective, on all that stuff. This isn't gonna give it the whole 4K stuff that they've been rumored about and everything like that.
Well,
What?
this on the Pro.
Well, yeah, that's the Pro, but then again, like that's it. Here's the
Pro
thing
has
again,
an 8.
huh?
I was like, the Pro has an 8-inch screen.
We'll
I
see.
mean,
in all
what it looks
honesty,
like.
in all
We have
honesty,
the light.
what could happen? What could happen is that the Pro, whenever that happens, on all that stuff, because it's still rumored, most likely, and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's still gonna get rumored around like it has been before this thing came out. It's probably gonna be this OLED model, but with updated tech inside. In my opinion,
Yeah.
that's what I feel.
Like, I mean, having an 8-inch screen honestly doesn't seem too far fetched. I mean, like when we talked about before the podcast, the Lite has 5.5, OG has 6.2, the OLED has 7. It's not too far fetched to say the Pro is going to have an 8-inch screen.
But the thing is like, do you think they will give it make it an inch bigger, even though it's probably gonna everything else? Like I said, everything else. What I think about the Pro, it's probably going to be what this OLED model is current when this comes out, but the internal stuff, the specs, whatever is internally spec'd, is going to get updated and all that stuff, like graphics card and all that stuff and everything, like new graphics engine and all that stuff and everything like that that's gonna be needed and all that stuff. I would think they would just make that like their pro. They will still sell the regular OLED model and all that stuff, and then drop the original, but keep the light
You
and
think
all that
they're
stuff.
gonna drop the original?
Well, that's if that's depending on how the pro. That's depending on when the pro comes out. I don't. Nintendo does have a history of always iterating new versions of a console, i.e., the DS and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You had the original DS, you had the DS Lite, you had the DSi, then you had the 3DS, then you had the 3DS Lite, you had the 2DS and everything like that. So
3DS XL.
3DS XL, the new Nintendo 3DS, the new Nintendo 3DS XL.
What was that about? The new.
It something in the internals was a little bit bigger, was a little bit, made it a little more faster, and then like the additional C stick thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and all that stuff. That was like what made it. And then like there was actual games exclusively for that model. Why I don't know. But like I won't be surprised if that's the same thing with this. But what I feel for the fact of if they do this, if this pro thing comes to for fruition, because we also have to remember Nintendo's not like Sony and Microsoft. They don't hop on the trends that are happening right now and all that stuff and everything like that. So it's like, I mean, but if they do the whole,
that doesn't sound bad, actually. That doesn't sound bad. I'd be okay with that.
we'll see.
That'd be interesting.
But what I was gonna say is like if they do this Switch thing, I mean the Pro thing and all that stuff that comes into fruition, because like the thing is about that, it's like the rumors about the Pro, it's supposed to be a faster processor, a better graphics engine, and all that stuff, and it will use this thing called DLSS, where it render. No, it's not like that. It's a technical term that's using current PC graphics cards and all that stuff, and
those are pretty big.
Particularly like Nvidia's RTX graphics cards. But apparently it's like it makes it easier to run higher quality games without stressing out like the CPU or anything like that. And so if I'm saying that right, I could be wrong. I could be incorrect on that on some of the occasions, but that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make it run nicer, higher quality games nicer, and all that stuff. But what I'm saying is, if the Pro happens, what I think should happen is, it's probably gonna be the OLED model with these upgraded specs and all that stuff. You'll still have you have the Pro, you'll have that Pro OLED and the regular OLED, which is coming out this year in October. You drop the original one, and then you have the light. Also, you'll have the light still, because you have to remember, like, all of this, the OLED currently right now is pretty much the OG, just with a bigger screen and a better kickstand, bigger storage, and enhanced audio, whatever that is, and all that stuff. So that's all.
Dolby Digital.
And all. Yeah, it's Dolby Atmos, and
Dolby Atmos.
It's
Why do
Dolby.
you always see digital?
So you say that to every time we, like, when we go to the movies, we used to go to the movies a lot, and we go to see the Dolby Cinema version. You always say Dolby Digital. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
I don't know what is Dolby. Dolby Digital is something.
No, Dolby Digital is a thing. Don't get me wrong, and all that stuff.
I just can't.
But it's something
I don't
else.
know why
Yeah.
I always say Dolby Atmos.
Yeah, it's something else. Yeah.
It's something Dolby Atmos.
It's Dolby Atmos is what you're looking for, trying to say, for particularly.
Yeah. It's Dolby Atmos.
But I think because right now it's going to be called Nintendo Switch OLED model. What I believe if it happens next year, is like the Pro will be announced again. It'll be the OLED model, but with the new specs for it and all that stuff. You're gonna drop the OLED model name and all that stuff, because that's just weird. That's just weird, in my opinion. And then you'll have the Pro. Unless they keep the OLED model, you're gonna have the Pro OLED model and then the regular OLED model and all that stuff.
It's gonna say OLED Pro
or OLED Pro and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then
Nintendo Switch OLED Pro.
And then the OG one is gonna be discontinued and all that stuff until like it all sells out. And then, but you're gonna keep the light though and all that stuff, because you need that one that, because the light is the pretty much the de facto handheld one still, and all that stuff.
Yeah, the
Right.
light
So
is the 3DS of the Switches.
pretty much. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's what I think. What's gonna happen? Like, and then like, what's gonna happen? Price wise, the regular OLED will drop down to the OG price, and then the Pro will take the now current OLED model price, the 349, and in my opinion, and all that stuff. But that's just what I think of my what
And
my
then,
opinion. That's what my
and then the new Nintendo Switch will come in,
I knew it. No,
and that
it'll be a new Nintendo Lite.
yeah, new Nintendo Lite has the 12
no,
inch screen.
no.
Like,
The Lite is gonna be the OG Switch with, but you can't take out the Joy Cons, so it has that.
yeah,
It'll have that 6.2-inch screen instead of the 5.5 and
the
everything.
new Nintendo Lite.
But
There
it's
you
just
go.
that's your new Light right there. See, we're just making
Yeah.
right there.
Why does the light look so? The light looks so cheapy.
Chunky. Have you seen one in person?
I didn't say chunky. I said cheapy,
Oh,
not chunky.
cheapy, cheapy. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was like chunky. I
Oh,
was like, have you not seen that thing in person?
no, not chunky. Like it looks like it. It's not. I know that, but like
It looks like a cheap
it
product
looks like a cheap version. Yeah, it looks like something you get like at Alibaba. You know what I mean? Like,
at a flea
like
market.
from Wish or
At a
something.
flea market or
Yeah,
something with their
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And it's like $20. It's has Super Luigi
It has like
sisters.
these really old games that no one's ever heard of and everything.
Yeah, that are like knockoffs. It's like,
So-
yeah,
Hey, but
like
that thing sells though. That
yes.
the light in
Well, that's
particular,
things that were available for like during the pandemic. I
especially
remember
during the
that.
pandemic, yeah, and all that stuff.
Yeah, nobody wanted the light.
Like I literally could have probably would have I could have copped one if I wanted to, in all honesty, but I didn't,
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I think here's the thing.
Oh,
The one thing about it the day it got announced was like how pissed people were that it wasn't the Pro. I kid you, it was like literally like so many people were pissed. Like people were like getting on reporters and all that stuff, and about like how they were like, well, because like reporters and like all these YouTube videos with these clickbait thumbnails and all that stuff, or like talking about like it's particularly the YouTube videos. It's how like these clickbait ones. It's like, I know this person from Nintendo is telling me this about this coming out pretty soon and everything like that. I'm like, that's your fault for believing and looking
yeah.
at that and all that stuff. Like, don't be mad at Nintendo for dropping this. Be mad at the person that you on a YouTube video that you saw that just because they thought you believe their uncle worked at the damn company and all that stuff. And like, you have to like realize like, and all that stuff. Like the clickbait ones with the fancy titles with the fancy thumbnails and all that stuff, and it's like saying that they've held a Switch Pro and all that stuff. It's like, you really believe that? I was like, you're really gonna believe that and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like Manny of all people who listens to conspiracy theories and all that stuff and everything. Not even Manny would believe that stuff.
No, not even I believe that. Well, I think because I listen to so many conspiracy theories and like not creepypastas, but like the ones like where people are like, "No, I've been abducted by Bigfoot," or like stuff like that. Like I think because I listen to so many of those, like I can tell like I know damn well you didn't hold the Switch Pro when the Switch One just came out. Like you know what I mean? Like I feel like I can relatively separate that's fake, that's real.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then but at the end of the day, it's like for that stuff, it's like people need to realize like just because it's not what you want it doesn't mean it's not going to come later and all that stuff. It's just, I mean, like in all honesty, like there could be a new Switch model coming out next year, in the next 2 years. I mean, it's been 5 years since the original Switch first came out. So I mean, and then we got the Lite that came out before recently too. I mean, this new OLED model is just going to be is those for. I mean, I'll probably get one. I don't know yet. It all depends on like, I mean, Metroid comes out around that same time, so we'll see what happens there. But if not, I'll probably just keep the one I currently have, and at least and all that stuff. That way, it's still play my games and all that stuff. But I'm in no rush. I'll be honest for this new one. Um, for it, and I mean like this will help for those who want to get like an actual Switch and all that for this one, like an actual
Definitely.
Switch, not the Switch Lite. If they're not and they're looking for that whole the combo part of it, just don't expect your dock to output 4K graphics when you put it in there and start playing Breath of the Wild 1 or Metroid and all that stuff because it's not going to do that.
Unless you got 4K TV.
It doesn't output out 4K at all.
Uh,
And all that stuff. That
yeah.
was the thing. No, that was like the rumor. Like the new dock was supposed to be like when you dock in the Pro, they'll output 4K on the on TV mode and all that
Oh,
stuff
okay.
and everything. So
Maybe
it's
for an adapter. No, I'm just kidding. You get a dummy battery.
so yeah. So
You
pretty
get
much
a
yeah.
dummy battery.
But
There you go.
but still though, like again, at the end of the day, like don't be surprised. Like I won't be surprised if a new Switch gets a Pro model Switch gets announced next year and all that stuff, and it launches same day with Breath of the Wild 2 and all that stuff because that would be the perfect game to do it with. And also
Yeah.
because Breath of the Wild 2 is slated to come out next year, and it makes sense in a way to do that. But then like again, you have this new one to quench people's thirst in a way, I guess, and all that stuff. And I think you can look at it for Nintendo as a way of like having the bigger screen, but also having it as it's an OLED screen with a bigger storage system to it and everything like that. Will this entice more people to get the console, or will it like probably might help them out on doing a pro version too and all that stuff? Since they're even though it's like because they only did like out external stuff like the screen, and then maybe see where it goes from there. But at the end of the day, it's like it's a new version of a current console. Um, I have no problem with it at the end of the day and all that stuff. And people just need to
Cool.
calm themselves.
Yeah, that is true. Okay. Well, switching over from a console to you got so bright right now. The light. Hey guys, good. That's good. That's good. Okay.
That's
You like
weird.
it?
I just
It
turned my
was
head.
yeah, that was weird. Okay. Anyways, uh, so moving on from a console to the product that plays on a console, video game. You want me to say? Assassin's Creed. We got some news on. Well, it was like July 2nd. It's
I think this got announced a day after our episode came out. Or not,
yeah,
I think the Friday.
yeah. So you guys might have already heard about this, but we got some news about the new DLC for Valhalla, the Siege of Paris, as well as a new project, uh, codename Assassin's Creed Infinity. It'll be headed by Ubisoft Quebec as well as Ubisoft Montreal. Uh, one of the founding members of Ubisoft Quebec, Mark Alexis Coty, Coty, not sure, um, his name, who worked on
Mark
Assassin's
Alexis
Creed
Cote.
Brotherhood. Cote, okay, Cote,
I'm saying that
who
right.
worked on Brotherhood. Worked on Brotherhood, was also the creative director for Syndicate, as well as the senior producer for Odyssey. So that was kind of cool. He's going to be heading this. He's going to lead an early in development project, like I said, codenamed Assassin's Creed Infinity. Also with Julian Lawrence from Montreal. I believe she's from the Montreal one. Um, she's going to be a senior producer on the thing, as well as a bunch of other well-known people that have worked on other Assassin's Creed games, as well as Far Cry, as far as Watch Dogs, stuff like that. They're really good at what they do. We don't know anything yet. We will get more information on this later date, as well as we'll get more information on other upcoming Valhalla DLCs. So we'll let you guys know about that when we get that. Ricky, what do you think about this? Oh, also, my bad. I didn't get to mention it. Sorry to cut you off. It will be more than a single location, as well as supposed to be played for multiple years. As far as like other than like Valhalla, where like you can play it over and over again once you beat everything, but probably like 3 years if you take your time. Not even probably like 2 years if you take your time beating everything through the side missions and stuff. This is meant to be played for quite a while, is what they're saying. And like I said, it's going to be at different locations other than one historical single location. So it seems interesting. Ricky, what you think?
The timing of this just feels was weird when I first started this. The funny because the thing about it was how how the whole thing portrayed when this
Mm-hmm.
first came out was an article in Bloomberg leaked for the fact of leaked not only just leaked Infinity, but there was also other things around it for the fact of let me see if I can find.
Should be in the doc. If not, you can just grab it real quick.
Yeah, but I'm trying to.
Oh, the part with it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because the thing is about so Ubisoft, the company itself, has gone through some issues in the last year. Um,
Right.
and it's like employee stuff and everything like that. There's been some issues with certain big heads that's uh shouldn't be in the company right now and all that stuff due to based to like treatment to employees and all that stuff and everything like that. Um,
He's currently finding some stuff on this topic.
uh,
Um, I'd like to know what you guys think of it. Can you put it in the description on YouTube. Let me know if you guys like this Assassin's Creed franchise, and if you do, what games you like the most. Personally, I like Syndicate and or Brotherhood. But they were really, really, really good games, and those are games that I see myself playing over and over again. Especially Syndicate with like the whole brother sister dynamic. I thought that was really cool.
uh,
And the
uh,
DS is really
okay.
okay.
So in the Bloomberg article, further into it, it's like so because of course this is a joint studio collaboration for this project that's supposed to be coming out later on. It's how it says is the organizational change is designed to help the franchise evolve in a more integrated and collaborative manner that's less centered on studios and more focused on talent and leadership, no matter where they are within Ubisoft. Now it's coming from a spokeswoman that Bloomberg talked to. Now in the next paragraph says, but the reorganization has rankled. I don't know if I said that word right. Rankled some employees at Ubisoft, which is still reeling from last year's cultural reckoning over a widespread sexual misconduct allegations. So that was one of the big things that happened last year. It was like summer of last year. Uh, Dozens of current and former employees accused Ubisoft for facilitating a culture of misconduct and abuse, leading to the ouster of studio heads and the chief creative officer. Yeah, some people did get bounced, but there are still some people that are associated with that whole thing still working within the company itself. Um, however, some managers accuse the abusive behavior remain in senior positions after the reorganization. People familiar with the matter said that the has whoops people with familiar with the matter said period that has prompted a fresh round of complaints on Ubisoft's internal message board from employees who are dissatisfied with the company's response to the allegations. According to people who read the messages, which were written in French, Bloomberg has finished the
Mm.
posting. Uh, um, Last month, the French Union Solidarité Infomaqua, if I said that correctly, said that at least 3 Ubisoft managers in Montreal were accused of harassment or toxic behavior, and that employees had reported other claims of racism and sexism to human resources without anything being done.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Holy
it's
sacrifice.
still that's the thing. Like it's still a recurring thing even after even after the big blowout from last year and everything like that. So it's not just and it's multiple things. It's racism, sexism, toxic stuff, toxic behavior stuff, and everything like that. And because it's like some of these people that are still within the company, and I think if I remember correctly, It's one of the people that they mentioned in the Ubisoft blog.
We got.
I think it was Mark, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. I
We
don't
also
remember.
got Josh Puman
It could be that
from
or that person
Albert,
too. Yeah.
and then Clint Hawking as
Yeah.
well is going to be on it.
Yeah, it's most like
Clint
it's
Hawking did Far Cry, Splinter Cell, Watch Dogs Legion, and then Jonathan did Odyssey and Syndicate.
yeah. So pretty much like it's been over a little over a year and there's still stuff of that happening. The fact of this get that was more portrayed of the article, more of that stuff. And Infinity just happened to get along part of it as a leak. And then of course Ubisoft just decides to jump on it, and then decides just to announce Infinity as this live service game. As a live service game. For the internal stuff, a little out of our foray, but it's something that was I found interesting about the whole article, about everything when this got announced and all that stuff, because the fact that it's still occurring within that company. Because the thing is, like, Ubisoft makes cool game, really cool games and all that stuff, and the fact that it has this little darkness shrouded over them, it just like it does bring that distaste to this.
Yeah.
But to get to the game itself, there's no denying. Manny and I, we've played the last three the new ones and all that stuff. Origins, Odyssey.
Oh, I played all of them.
Well, I mean the more recent ones, more particularly. That's what I'm more referring
Yeah,
to.
I have played the last season.
Yeah, the more recent ones more because the live service is branching off more of those three than the other ones.
Yeah,
and all that stuff. Because if
you can tell gameplay.
Because if you can tell from the last, especially with the last two, with Valhalla and Odyssey, there's a lot of content that was been dishing out into this stuff. And my only thing is that for this type of game, for what it is, what it does, and all that stuff, and making this a live service, will it even work or succeed? And all that stuff, will it succeed? More likely, and everything, because live service games are a pain to do, in a way. Avengers is that perfect example of a game that's tried to do something with that. It didn't work out well. I mean, they're still trying to recover, but we'll see how that goes. Unlike,
you know what is a perfect example?
Oh no,
Destiny.
Well, see, that's the difference though. With the thing is about Destiny, that's a multiplayer game and all that stuff. That's a multiplayer game. I mean, same thing goes with Avengers also, but it has that single player aspect to it. Also with
that's some sort of.
But that's mostly that's more, especially now with Destiny 2, it is going more towards the MMO route too.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
But the thing is like Assassin's Creed is a single player game and all that stuff. Not many single player games do that kind of stuff and all that stuff. Maybe Grand Theft Auto Online in a way, probably, but I don't see them. You're not there. It does seem like this one will be, like, again, Assassin's Creed is more delved into single player than it is than a multiplayer for that stuff. And the thing is about the one thing that I'm kind of concerned is how much content they're gonna push. Because the thing is, it's like when I play Valhalla, which I still haven't beaten, and there's a reason why. Because every time I get on, every time I get on. Oh no! It was the same thing with Odyssey, and even though I beat that one, when I get on, there's so much stuff on there to do, and a lot more. It's overwhelming, and all that stuff.
I think it's cool.
It is a little overwhelming for that stuff. It's not. I guess you can say it's not properly organized. I guess you can say.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And all that stuff, and it doesn't. So it's like when I jump in, I go to my map, and I see all this stuff. I'm like, I just want to get this main. I just want to get my main stuff done and all that
Well, you
stuff.
can filter out onto. You can filter out
But yeah, when I
the
go to
stuff.
and I mean, yeah, there's a filter and all that stuff and everything like that. But at the same time, it's just like when you filter it and you look at even one thing, it's just a freaking stack of so much crap. And I'm like, okay, like calm yourself and all that stuff. Like once I beat freaking Odyssey, it's like I got off it and all that stuff because it was like, I mean,
Do you do like?
I have the season pass and I have like and all that stuff, and I'm just like and all that stuff. But it's like I just got off it because like every time I look at that map and or just anything in general, it's just like so much stuff and all that
That's
stuff.
the cool part. Though. If you do
Even
stuff, you
when
get like
even when
full
you look
armor.
at look at the list and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's just like most of the stuff is like you've gone through in the main mission in the main game itself and all that stuff.
No, because a lot of times you get different stories as well. You get more world building activities.
But like but like and that's the other thing though. It's like it's all these small stories. There's nothing's wrong with that and all that stuff. And I think with what is it like the Hidden Blade story, and then like there's a the Atlanta story like that. I'll probably jump into for sure and all that stuff. But all these other things is just like I don't want to say it's worthless in a way and all that stuff, but it's like like what does it bring to the overall experience? I mean, maybe like cool gear and some other things and all that
But
stuff.
also, I feel like the mini stories, even though like some of them do seem kind of pointless, I think they're really cool because they kind of add to like the world that surrounds you. Like it gives you more. Like how do I say it? It makes you feel like you're more in the world that you're in. Like as opposed to let's just go like Unity or like Black Flag, where it didn't have as many, you know, mini side stories or mini missions.
Well,
And
then,
like, yeah, it was a fun game,
but yeah, you
but
have to.
this one just gives you more world building activities to meet these people that are like NPCs and stuff.
But yeah, you have to also look at it for the fact of with before Origins, Assassin's Creed was more of a linear story to it and all that stuff with some side
Which
stuff
I
and everything like
really
that, which was and all that stuff and things. Like how else now with these game with Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla currently and all that stuff. These are big, expansive open worlds and all that stuff and everything like and everything. And overall, though, this is a single player game too
yeah.
and all that stuff. But you also have to look at it like, are you pushing enough content for everyone to enjoy, or are you pulling too much where it's gonna be like push people away and all that stuff and everything like that. Sure, there's a filtering system and all that stuff within the game with to know your missions and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's like, do you really need to go through your freaking filters just to find one simple thing and all that stuff? Because like you can go through your filters, but it's like I have to remove all this to find this one thing, and then I have to go and all that stuff and everything like that. And the world's
Well,
expansive. The world's expansiveness is it? What?
there are different symbols. There's different symbols for
Yeah,
everything.
but then it's like, yeah,
Kind of
but
easy.
again, it's like, but yeah,
Different
it's like
symbols
they're
that
different symbols. They're different symbols. It's just like, what is this symbol to this and all that stuff, and it's like there's like
says in
all of them. I know it says it, Manny. I know that, Manny. I know it does and all that stuff. But what I'm trying to get at is like if first time seeing this and all that stuff, like what is the symbol? What is because when I'm saying what is the symbol, like yeah, of course you're gonna look to know what it is and all that stuff. I'm just saying like when you're first seeing it and all that stuff, like what is this? What is this? Where does this
well, the
connect?
bottom thing
How
is
does this
like this
connect?
means mission, this means that, this means it's kind of easy. You click options and you're like, oh, that's the map. That's what those symbols mean. I just
Manny,
want to do the main mission. I do the main
Manny,
mission.
I
It's
know
kind of
that.
simple.
I know that. I'm just portraying something
I was
and
just
all that
trying to find
stuff.
solutions to your
I'm
hypothetical
not
problem.
asking questions. No, Manny, I'm not asking for questions. I'm just giving for the fact of saying this and this and this and this. I'm not asking for answers because I know most people will know the answers and figure out the answers for this. I'm just saying you're going into the game. You're looking at you see all this stuff and everything like that. You're looking at this. You find out what this is and all that stuff. You try to figure out if this is a side or a main and all that stuff and everything like that. You want to and all that stuff and everything like that. You like are you just and all that stuff? Are you a person that just does the main stuff and all that stuff and everything like that? Or are you interested into the side stuff? Do you feel like the side stuff is pushing like I'm not asking you, I'm just saying what are these people ask the other well who like outside of us two, are probably thinking when they see this and all that stuff. And all that stuff. It's just like 15 million questions for a simple game, and then it's like now that you're making this franchise to a live service style kind of thing, it's like how are you planning on preparing that kind of stuff and everything like that? And how is it going to be and all that stuff? How are you going to dish it out and all that stuff and everything like that? Are you going to and all that stuff? Because like even with Valhalla, like though it's like they probably do patch notes, they probably do like talk about stuff and everything like that. But it's like 15 things. Like the last thing I know that was big was like the whole raid stuff and everything like that. But then again, there's like these 15 other things that pop up along with it. I'm like, where do these come from? And all that stuff. Do I look at it? Yes. To answer your question, before you answer that question, like you do, and all that stuff, and everything like that. But at the same time, it's like when I see that, I'm like,
if it's cool, I should do it.
no, not at all.
Oh, why not?
Because it doesn't. Because it's like this to this. Like, what does this give me at the end of the day? Do I look at that stuff? Yes, I do, to make sure of that and all that stuff and everything. But it doesn't. Every time I look at that, it's like, I don't know if I should do this and all that stuff. And I should get back to the main and I still got to finish the main stuff and all that stuff and everything. But also, here's the thing, because here's the thing. I love the story of the overarching branch of Assassin's Creed. I wish they did more with present day stuff because it feels like they never do and all that stuff. They always make that a side note.
It came more towards like present stuff would be kind of cool, but I wish they kind of went back to like England and like the 17s, like the way the franchise first started. Would be kind of cool.
Well, I feel like it's. Don't get me wrong. I love historical stuff. I love how this game bases stuff on history and everything like that. But I feel like present day stuff should be accounted for also, and all that stuff. I really do, and everything.
I would like to see like the Templars and Assassins, and nowadays, like the movie did. What the movie kind of dove into.
Exactly, and everything. I hope I hope Infinity does that. Like it does blend in both and everything like that. Into another way, especially with this making this a live service and all that stuff. I just hope, like I'm saying, is don't give missions that don't seem useless, because people are gonna look at that and probably think it's not something that will be valuable to them. It probably does. It probably will to some people, like Manny and all that stuff and everything. But I know there's probably gonna be Manny's probably gonna be that small percentage that does like that stuff when an overall and all that stuff. But then like there is this overall trajectory that probably will probably not touch it overall and everything like that, because it's not something that's provide something to them, to that person in general and all that stuff. It made a Manny and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong and all that stuff. Like, and then there, whoever is like Manny and all that stuff and everything like that does do it. But for me, it's just like I'm just thinking of it as overall for everyone else and all that stuff. And does it, and will it succeed? Like me, I'm most likely gonna mess with it once it comes out and all that stuff and learn more. But it's like I'll most likely jump in, do what I need to do. If there's something there that'll interest me, yeah. But I also it's one of those things where I have to know, does it further the overall story for it? Not within, and that's not just within the historical stuff itself and all that stuff, but of that character, but also like what this person is and who the person I am in the real world when I go, that's in the Animus itself and all that stuff. And then of course will I have missions within that and all that stuff? Because that was the thing I liked about, I think it was 3, if I remember correctly.
Which one? The one where you were doing missions in the office building kind of thing?
That was 1.
Yeah.
That was 1. And then 2 had some of that. Okay, pretty much the first 3 of them. Because they all had their certain things.
Because Black Flag also had some as well.
I never played it. I only saw the cutscenes and stuff.
And then
no way, I did
Unity had a little bit. Unity had a little bit of it.
Unity had a little bit. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. See, like
Unity also had something like a multiplayer.
Yes,
but Unity was having problems.
They had problems. Yeah. I know. Like, come Unity, it did start dying down a bit. World War stuff, though. I think Rogue had some more stuff to it, a little bit.
Rogue had some stuff. So did what's the name of it? Oh man. I can't remember. It wasn't a main game. It was like one of those that they kind of did like on the side. You know how they used to do those?
The Chronicle
Like when
series?
yeah, I can't remember which one it was.
Was it China or Russia?
I think it was Russia.
Um,
I think it was
but it's yeah. I want more of that because I like the present day stuff that's been presented in these last three ones, especially with this characters, and also from the fact that there's still stuff connected from all previous titles, like with Sean back and now Desmond's dad in there and all that stuff. I'm just like, why isn't there more to this and all that stuff, like to help and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's just like I just hope I just don't want it. Like the thing is, it's like me and you can be excited for this now, but once this comes out, because this is not going to be for like maybe a couple years, so we're not going to have a new title for a while.
yeah.
And it comes and it doesn't like push anything for interest in all that stuff. Like this could be dead on arrival in a way. Unfortunately, I mean,
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Am I gonna get it? Yeah. Am I gonna beat it? Story wise, yeah. And I'm gonna try to beat it to 100. Am I gonna like it the best? Probably not. Who knows? I don't know. Can't really say. But I'm gonna try. But and I think that's all we really can do. But from what it's looking like, from what they're pushing, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
I
it's
didn't
like
care for it.
like on paper, it's interesting and it looks like something that's cool and everything, particularly with it being Assassin's Creed. But at the end of the day of when it comes out, like I hope I just want it to. I hope it does well and all that stuff and everything. I want it to do well, and it's like the fact that it's like it plans on adding more to it, changing the historical stuff with it and everything. Um, that's all handy and exciting and all that stuff. But again, it has to be executed. All that stuff.
Yeah. And then also the part where they're saying it's multiple settings other
Yeah,
than one singular historical location.
yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well,
That's
you
the
have
one
to.
thing that's
That's the thing about a That's the thing about a live service. You have to keep it going and make it
well, yeah,
interesting.
you have to have that. But that's the part that kind of worries me a bit. I feel like them doing this, I'm not sure. Who knows? They could prove me wrong. I hope they do.
Well, it's
I
like
feel
look,
like location will have less, how do I say it? Not work, because it's not going to be how it is. But I don't think it'll be as fleshed out because they have so many different locations.
well, I don't think they're doing so many locations at once. Like think of it as battle royale currently with seasons in a way and all that stuff. One season is based in one location, the next season's in another, and all that stuff. I don't think they're gonna plan. I don't think they're gonna dish out maybe like five different locations at once and all that stuff and everything like that. If they follow it right, if they follow the method of a BR nowadays of how they do their live service content with seasons, it could and then try to make it and then add some differentiality to it on Assassin's Creed itself. Then yeah, of course, right. I don't think it does say multiple locations, but I don't think they're gonna just plan on dishing out all at once. I think that
Oh,
it is plan. I feel like they're gonna plan that out. They have to plan it out correctly, and I think they will
oh,
on that part at least. Because like, yeah, multiple locations at one time is not a good thing, especially if you're pushing out content a lot. That's where,
especially for this type of game as well.
yeah. So like that, because like I said, that's the thing that scares me. Even it's just in one location, it kind of scares me for the fact of what
Yeah,
can they push out and all that stuff. Because and what can it be pushed out correctly and all that stuff. So, but I don't think, yeah, but again, like to answer that question you mentioned about having multiple locations and also being worried about that. Yeah, I don't think that's their plan in particularly of how they want to do it. This most likely is like if they approach it into in a BR way or like how current games are live services are with seasons, then like but I think the season will be portrayed based off a certain location and all that stuff
mm,
rather than doing multiple on for one season and then having different seasons portray something else and all that stuff.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So moving on from wrapping that one up, moving on from one favorite franchise to another favorite franchise, Bad Batch. We got some catching up to do. We've seen the recent episodes. I've seen the recent episodes, I should say. Caught up and what we've been doing with our what episodes we're doing? Episode 6 through
Give me a second.
episode 6, the new one.
You can go with that.
Yeah, we'll do that. So, Ricky, your thoughts on the episodes?
If you, let's just say, Star Wars is fleshing out its universe with this show, and it's working perfectly, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm loving every single minute of it. I'm loving, especially last week's episode and everything. That was amazing. That was awesome. I was happy. I already spoilers. Already, as soon as you see a young Hera and Chopper pop up, I'm like, this is awesome. This is awesome.
It really was.
It really was a
It really was.
like it really was a freaking as the fact that it's like, because like here's the way I kind of like figured it out. So it's like I'm watching the beginning of the episode and everything like that, and it's like cool and all stuff. You see the uncle there, her uncle there at the ground. I'm like, okay. I remember like how he looked familiar and all that stuff to me and all stuff. And then you see her mom and dad, and I'm like, is that who I think it is? I'm like, it can't be. It can't be. And then and then like they mentioned their daughter and all that stuff, and I'm like, no. And then you get to the scene, you see her and Chopper. I'm like, I love this show. I love this show and everything. The most recent episode is episode 11.
I was gonna say 10
and everything. But I was just, I mean, I'm like, the universe is being built within the Bad Batch.
It truly is.
It's
just bringing everything together.
You're learning where stuff has come. This show, like, yes, there's people that like are pre-Disney bought, purchase, and everything like that, and probably care about the other stuff and everything like that. But this is how I live Star Wars now. This is how I live Star Wars, because I've only watched the movies. I never paid attention to the other stuff and everything like that. And then the fact of like, I seen Clone Wars before the Disney purchase, and I loved every episode of that and all that stuff, and I like that, and like the fact that it was part of that stuff. I was like, this makes it even cooler. And all that stuff. The fact now Disney bought them, they plan on doing stuff. I was like, okay, this is gonna be
made
cool.
Rebels. I think
right? Rebels was around. Yeah, Rebels came out right around the time that the purchase happened. Rebels became a thing. I didn't watch Rebels till later. I didn't watch it when it premiered. I watched it after.
I didn't watch season 1.
I didn't watch Rebels until after it finished, because that's when I found out more about it and what was there. And then like I found, because like the fact that Ahsoka was in it, I was like, wait, what? And all that stuff, because I like the Clone Wars so much. So I started watching Rebels, and then I started seeing the stuff that they did there for their stuff and everything. And then I enjoyed every minute of it. So and then of course, like, we have The Mandalorian now. We have the sequel trilogy, which people can have their opinions on and all that stuff. Thoroughly overall, I'm okay with the trilogy and everything like that. That trilogy. What am I missing? I said Rebels. Have you watched Resistance?
No.
I'm only in the first. I'm only in the first season.
I want to.
I'm in the first season. It's not that bad. It's enjoyable and all that stuff. And it's like, and all that stuff. Doesn't, like, you have like Poe Dameron, and then you have like Captain Trisma. I can't say her name right now. She's in it. She's Phasma. I think it's Phasma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phasma.
She's in it also and all that stuff.
Same actress?
Huh?
Same actress?
I don't remember. I do know Oscar Isaac does voice Poe in the show. And all that stuff. And everything. So that's cool. And then of course, bunch of other stuff coming out pretty soon, like the Book of Boba Fett and all that stuff later this year.
So that's already confirmed to be season 2 of Mandalorian, right?
It's not replacing a season of Mandalorian.
That's from all the articles. It's like Mandalorian season 2, Book of Boba Fett.
No, what was it?
That's the way all the articles are showing.
Why are they calling it season 2? It's not a season 2. Season 2 of the Mandalorian already happened.
Not season 2. Season 3. My bad. That's what TV.
So no, so season 2, Mandalorian, we just had. The book of Boba Fett is its own thing, and then season 3 of the Mandalorian after that.
Okay.
No,
Okay. Because that's what I thought, but the articles, the way they're presenting it, looks like the next season of Mandalorian is the Book of Boba Fett. And so
no,
I was like, well, I guess that makes sense,
no,
but it's
it's
weird.
not. Cause like it's not. Cause like the thing is, it's supposed to be its own. It's gonna be its own thing, and everything. It's though it is connected to the It is connected to the whole thing, especially within the Mandalorian part of the show of section of the universe. So it's like, well, probably like it's gonna be interesting. Like, for that one, they just announced that some of the directors that did the episodes in Mandalorian are doing some for did some for the Book of Boba Fett, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
Um,
oh.
that's gonna be interesting. But back to Bad Batch. If you had told me this show is not only gonna introduce us to new characters, but also expand the universe in a totally different in a way that you didn't expect, I probably wouldn't believe you.
Like giving us a backstory on
Hera.
the monster that Luke killed
Oh
in
yeah,
a movie. You give us a backstory on him. That's
that
insane.
you
Like,
give us, and then you give us Hera's origin story, pretty much, and all that
yeah,
stuff,
and
and
we
all that
get the
stuff.
twins. That was dope.
Oh my god.
With Ahsoka's droid, by the way.
Oh, that was. I knew it
Yeah, that
sounded
was
familiar.
Ahsoka's droid.
I knew I felt it familiar. I was like, that seems familiar to me. I don't remember what.
That was
And
dope.
honestly, and the fact also with last week's episode, Omega knows Hera now and all that
Yeah.
stuff. It's like, what is happening here? Like, what is happening here? Like, it's like, I'm just like, oh. And then what's his name? The bounty hunter. He's in this now. He's in this too. He's in this and all that
Oh,
stuff and everything like that. That was the person. I think that's the person I told you to look out for and all that stuff in one of the episodes.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it was him.
I just thought it was her. I didn't think it was about.
No. Because when I told you about that was before that episode came out and all that stuff.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because that episode. Yeah,
Oh.
so Hera, that was before I told you. I mean,
Oh, okay.
that happened. That had happened. I had told you to look out for this one character. Then this episode came out, and I'm like, the hell?
Okay.
And
Yeah,
all that stuff.
because I had poorly timed it out, but I was like almost there. I was probably like 15 minutes off. I had tried watching. So I had seen up to episode 5, but just to kind of like refresh my memory, I started on episode 5. So what I was trying to do was watch all of them, and then by the time I got to 10, I would be like 11 would be barely coming out. I was like 15 minutes off, but so that's why it kind of like I kind of thought you said that before.
Well, no, yeah, it was.
Or after.
Yeah, it was the end of episode 8 is when you meet when they show the bounty hunter. I can't remember his name. Also speaking of bounty hunters, Finnick in this series also because she's originally introduced in the Mandalorian and all that stuff. That's pretty cool.
Oh, right.
She's in this. Seeing Captain Rex come back.
That was cool.
That was cool, and then everything like that. But not only that, and then this is for anyone who has played Fallen Order. The planet they were at, the planet that they're at is the same planet in the beginning of Jedi: The Fallen Order, and everything. Because I knew
I
it.
got like missions left, I think.
Huh?
I got like 1 or 2 missions left. I haven't beat it.
No, it's the first planet. It's in the very beginning of the game and all that stuff.
No, I was just saying.
Yeah. So like that was the same. Yeah, it's that same planet and all that stuff. So it's like you have to know. Like, is that like it's most likely before not Cal. Is Cal his name in Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah.
And everything.
It's
So it's like probably a little bit before he goes to that planet and starts working there undercover, hiding and stuff. So it's like that's like that, but that's like the most like deep universe connection and all that stuff because
the deepest pool they could have made.
It's the deepest pool because it's coming from a video game too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool. That's what makes it so cool
about
it.
It flew under like a bunch of people's radars.
Yeah, that's the one stuff. I mean, I think like because I saw it live, and I think like after a couple like during the weekend, I did see a couple stuff connecting it. So I was like, so there was people connecting it. So it's like, but I want to know if you've played the game and all that stuff, like if everyone was, because I caught that dead on when I saw that. and
I
everything.
thought it sounded familiar, but I haven't played the Fallen Order in so long that I was like, probably from another movie or another show that I've seen.
Nope.
I didn't think it was Fallen
It's
Order.
a
I just
video
remember
game.
they
It's
said.
a video game. I was like, I was
I
so excited.
played
I was so excited for that. But it's like, so, but then like, so it's like, it kind of question, like, it's, so now I'm in that point because we're already 11 episodes in. I think we have 5 left now. Because I think it's like, we're at 16 episodes for this.
There's been multiple seasons, right? It's not
I've,
just been one season.
so far, it's just this season that we know of. If they do another one,
Hopefully.
awesome. I just end one. Out.
Probably an update.
So far, there's the Wikipedia page. It says 14. There's like rescue on
Okay.
bylaw.
Oh, sounds cool.
Oh, Saw Gerrera in the first episode. Tarkin.
Right.
Tarkin in this
Young Saw.
episode. And all that stuff. Yeah, Young Saw again.
Before we go crazy.
Yeah, and then Tarkin, of course, he's in here and all that stuff. Oh, and then see, and that's the other thing about this. With Tarkin in here, we are witnessing and I think we've talked about this when we first brought up the show and all that stuff, but just to mention it again, the fact that we are witnessing the change from clones to regular people, stormtroopers and all that stuff. We're witnessing that in this show also.
Yeah.
So that's really that's pretty cool. Like,
and you see the product start to drop. So,
I mean, hey, Kylo Ren mentioned it also about was it a good idea to use weapons instead of clones in Force Awakens?
See?
So it makes that makes that line so much better now after watching
it really does.
and all this stuff. It's so much funny. It's so
because
funny.
their effectiveness definitely dropped.
Yes,
Part
it
of
has.
it.
Yes, it has.
Yeah,
It
part
has.
of it.
And I'm just like, so it, like, and it does question it. It does like question things, not like in a bad way, but more in an exciting way of like, particularly with Omega. So it's like we know she knows Hera. Hera is still, from what I know after Rebels, Hera is still alive, and everything like that. So it's like, will they meet each other again? Have they met again during throughout the whole main story, the main timeline itself, and all that stuff? There's like a theory right now, from what it sounds like, that I think this season there's a chance of Omega meeting Boba and all that stuff.
In the Book of Boba Fett?
Well, no, either so that was my thing, because like they said, they were mentioning like it's probably gonna happen on this show, that they'll meet each other in this show.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting if that happens in the Book of Boba Fett,
live action one,
in live action and all that stuff. I mean, we got Ahsoka and the Mandalorian and all that stuff and everything.
We need a live action. Oh wait, we already got a live action Rex. We need a newer live action Rex.
What do you mean we got a live action Rex? Oh, from the prequels.
From Endor. Yeah, from Endor.
The prequels.
Battle on Endor. Yeah.
And all that stuff. Yeah.
I'm saying it too. So,
I mean, like it's the same actor that voices them and all that stuff, that play and all that stuff. So it all works together. So yeah.
The one that was behind Han Solo on it.
Yeah. So it's like, so the person. So
I don't think that's him. I don't think that's him.
So if I remember correctly,
when he was with the Ewoks, it was like Han Solo, Leia, and Luke, and like the Ewoks on Endor versus the Scout Troopers. I don't think that's the voice of.
Oh no, my bad. My bad. I thought it was.
Yeah,
I could be. It's a totally different person.
Because nobody knows who he is. Like, nobody was able to find out. I think somebody found out, but like it was just like some random extra, and it's like a crazy theory now that that's Rex because it makes sense.
Well, it's most likely Rex, but okay. So let me rephrase this then. So okay, because this is happening in the prequels, right? In those movies when they saw him. Well, okay, so the actor that plays Jango Fett.
Wait, no, not the prequels.
What was this in?
Uh, which is the one where they fight on hot? Not on hot. On Endor.
Re-
I think it's
Return?
episode 4.
A New
I
Hope?
think it's 4. No, it's not. Isn't it?
That's new. 4 is New Hope. Are you
I
talking?
know.
Are you talking about
Could be
Return?
Return. Could be Return. Could be Return. Look up. It's a scene. It's like Han Solo's there, and then they're like kind of huddled up behind him. Uh,
Yeah.
it could be Return.
Yeah, it's Return. Endor was in
Yeah.
Return.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
No
It's
stuff.
and
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's probably a different. Okay, so that theory. So wait.
definitely.
So what is this actor supposed to be again? How's this relate to
So
that?
he's supposed to be. That's supposed to be Rex. There's a
Okay.
rumor that it's Rex.
Okay.
Because the time they did like a big. There's a video on it where like the timelines actually match up. That he would just be a resistance fighter at this point. And like he kind of looks like he's pretty old. He looks like an older dude. He has a white beard.
Okay.
Rex did have a white
Then my
beard in
then my
Rebels.
then that doesn't work. Then never mind.
What are you gonna say?
And all that stuff because like the characters are based off a the actor that played Jango Fett in the prequels and all that stuff,
That's
who is the same actor that now is playing currently Boba Fett right now
that is correct.
and all that stuff. So it's never mind then.
Yeah,
Because that movie, because Return of the Jedi was in the 80s.
that's the first iteration of Jango Fett. You can say
Okay. No,
in a
no,
weird way.
no. That
I believe it's Rex. I believe it's Rex.
if it's Rex,
It
it's
looks
Rex.
kind of close to the Rebels version of Rex. So I mean, he does look
Oh,
like the Rebels version of Rex without being the. You know, it just happens to be a coincidence. I just kind of like to believe it because he's not gonna get credited as Rex. Like that's not gonna come out as canon. But in my mind, it's Rex.
but no, I mean it's just more of the. So it's just. Excuse me. I think for overall, it's like with the Bad Batch in general, it's just more of the fact of like this is a show that we're learning about new characters along with Omega, but also connecting the universe more and everything.
Yeah.
And everything. So it's like and it's setting pieces and all that stuff and everything, which I am really down for and all that stuff. And hopefully
Yeah.
we get to see more of it
Certain pieces for the future.
and all that stuff. Like the fact again, like the fact we had an origin story of Hera when like how she
Yeah.
started, pretty much. And all that stuff. You get to learn
Maybe.
you get to learn about how like you get to learn about how she was with her parents and all that stuff. Because remember, Rebels, it wasn't a fond relationship and stuff and everything.
Maybe we get Kara or Omega or the twins in the Ahsoka series.
Possible.
Because I mean, we got the connection obviously between Ahsoka and the twins. That's obvious. Then the twins know Omega, as well as Omega knowing her,
Error.
Kara. I keep wanting to call her Kara. I know it's not Kara. But I think of Cara Dune, to be honest. Whenever I think of her name, and I keep wanting to call her Kara. It's not Kara.
Well,
So we got a connection. I wouldn't be able to make a theory on it, but like,
well, so it's like the only thing about that's like Omega doesn't know Ahsoka. We know of so far.
yeah, but she knows the twins who know Ahsoka.
We know, yeah, but that's like a brief thing
Yeah, that's true.
in a way. How else? Like, even though Omega and Hera's was brief, also, I feel like
Yeah.
there was more to it on that one. There was some more to it
Yeah.
on that one. And so, but the thing is more with Hera more because like with Hera more, it's like because we know her later on with Rebels based off timeline and everything, how she
Yeah.
continues to be this rebel fighter. I mean, it is possible with the Ahsoka series since there is a show with Ahsoka coming soon. It just depends on because also the also thing about that with the Ahsoka series, which I believe will probably be focused on that show than back in Mandalorian, is the fact that Thrawn is probably still alive
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So I would see that probably more happening in Ahsoka's show than Mandalorian again and all that stuff, unless something happens. Well, like, I don't know if they plan on doing some big old connected thing, connected show,
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
I mean, but you could do those. I'm saying, like, so you can work something.
It's possible. I mean, like the opportunities are there now, especially now that it's
Yeah,
like, especially now because like Omega's becoming this very nice popular character. We already know some of these people from other shows.
I saw a
So,
screenshot of the prequels Boba Fett, like like when he has like the short curly hair.
yeah.
Like I saw a screenshot where like they photoshopped his hair blonde, put like a light blue shirt on him, and like put like the thing from Omega's like like the head thing she wears.
Yeah.
Looks kind of funny actually.
Well, yeah, because it's supposed to, from what it seems
Yeah,
like
they
it's.
look pretty.
Well, no, because what it's supposed to entitle is like apparently Boba and Omega are brother and sister.
Yeah, because they were the only unaltered, hypothetically unaltered clones, right?
Well, they're more the Alpha and the Omega or whatever they call it, and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
That was mentioned in the one of the episodes in Bad Batch from the from back at a I forget that
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So it's like that's why it's like there's the idea of them two meeting in this show, if not maybe, but finally, or if they've probably established that, who knows. Um, no, it's like I'm loving the show and all that stuff, and the fact
Yeah.
that where it connect how it just now connects everything. Oh,
Yeah, no, this is definitely really cool to expand and just have the possibility for a bunch of different options. Now that they're connecting it more, like what you said, they're connecting all these different shows and movies and games and all these different things. You're giving the options for future things,
you're
whichever
make
whatever you
you're
want to do.
establish you're establishing your universe more better and all that stuff, and making it more active and all that stuff. How it's with the Legends collection they called it. It's still it was always there, but there was always those there
Yeah,
on stuff, which is nothing wrong with.
yeah. So moving over from one Disney Plus show to something that's on Disney Plus. There's also in theaters. So Black Widow set the pandemic record of plus 60 million plus on Disney Plus. Get it? No, over $60 million just on Disney Plus, as well as $80 million domestic. Uh, this obviously, with uh, with $78 million globally. No, $215 million globally, and 78 from international box offices. This has been the biggest in the pandemic era since Star Wars 9, right?
Rise of Skywalker. So
Yep, Rise of Skywalker, and they
it's the
made 100
large
million.
it's the largest domestic opening since episode 9.
Yeah, yeah. Episode 9 made 100 million domestic in December of 2019. So this obviously blew it out of the water. So
No, I do find
I
it
mean,
fun.
it's
I
cool.
do find it funny. As a side note, before we talk about the money and all that stuff, and a little more, since we're gonna talk about the movie overall, in the IGN article I posted, it puts lastly, it had the highest domestic opening of for any MCU origin story. I don't know if you want to call this an
There's only
or.
been one.
I don't know
No,
if you,
no, 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 I'm not.
there's only been one origin story. I don't know if
It's
you.
the way by putting the name Origin in front of it, it sounds like it's been the only one, but it's not. I'm lying, but like, sounds like it.
That's
This is an origin story.
my point exactly. This isn't an origin story because it like says
Yeah,
it says after for any MCU origin story after Black Panther and Captain Marvel. So
yeah,
a
that's not. It's
true
not an origin.
origin story is Iron Man 1, um,
Captain America: First
Thor,
Avenger,
Captain America, the First Avenger,
Hulk,
Doctor.
or Incredible.
Eh,
That's an origin story.
it's technically not. It technically is and technically not at the same time.
Yeah,
Um, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Because like he already has his powers. That's the thing. That movie started.
that's true.
Like the title sequence is like kind of like establishes what happens in a way. Um, where was like Doctor Strange, Ant-Man,
Captain
uh,
Marvel.
and Captain Marvel. That's 6 movies. Those are pretty much your true origin stories.
Black Panther. You missed Black Panther.
Technically, yeah and no, because he was
All right.
introduced.
Do you count Civil War as well?
Civil War was his introduction.
Technically introduced. But it's not his origin. Though. I'd say Black Panther's his origin.
It's not as I wouldn't call it an origin.
Oh no, it's true because he's already as the Black Panther.
Because
By the time we see
he
him,
becomes Black Panther in Civil War. Because
Yeah.
you have to remember he already had the powers that shows up how he becomes what he is in Black Panther. He already had him in Civil War and all that stuff.
Yeah,
because he was already
true.
and all that stuff.
Well, because wasn't he being the Black Panther while his father was king, right?
Yeah, he wasn't so because remember you have to be king to have the
Yeah.
mantle, but in the
Yeah.
exception of T'Chaka,
Because was it because his father was
too still
old?
king. Yeah, because look at his father. I think it's more of that. Yeah,
Okay.
and all that stuff. There's no way he can. T'Chaka can't handle both of those duties at the same time, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
At his state and all that stuff.
At his age, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it only makes sense to give it to T'Challa and everything.
Yeah.
For the mantle of Black Panther at least. So yeah, so that's why I don't count that as an origin story.
That's true.
And then this movie right here is definitely.
What about Guardians?
Guardians is an origin story. That's 7 then. Guardians is an origin story because that's the creation of a team right there.
Yeah, because Guardians is the team, not the character. So that makes sense.
Yeah, Avengers is if people say Avengers is an origin story, I mean you can give some credit to that a bit, but at the end of the day, it's just
the origin of the Avengers.
Yeah, but you can't make it it's not an origin overall though, like a true origin. Still.
Guardians though.
Guardians is true origins and all that stuff because we're introduced to brand new characters overall.
We're introduced to them, but they already have their powers or they already have their equipment.
Well, that's because we're learning about them overall. How else in Avengers we know every single one of them and all that stuff. True. We know who they all are. Guardians, we don't know a single thing about them. We know about who they are, what they have. It's not even about they don't even have powers. It's just about who they are. That's just how they are, and all that stuff. And all that stuff. It's not like how Banner becomes the Hulk from a failed experiment. It's not like Carol, who gets her powers from a freaking Infinity Stone and all that stuff and everything like that. Like how that grows and all that stuff. And all that stuff. That's Avengers is established characters we know becoming as a team. House Guardians are totally new characters who don't like each other but develop to become a team and a family.
I think I know why they said an origin story.
Wait, what?
No. Oh, that's an origin of the sister. It's the sister's name.
Oh, please stop that. That's
because she's gonna take over the mantle of Black Widow in the following months.
I wouldn't even call that an origin. I just call that a passing of the torch.
An origin story for the Red Guardian.
Stop. It's not even that.
Yeah, it's the origin for Red Guardian, which is going to lead into the Winter Guard.
Stop. Let's not jump into that right now.
No, it's not an origin story.
But no, I think what's the one thing back to the numbers, the one thing that's surprising is that they actually posted how much they made off Disney Plus.
Yeah, that was tight.
This is the first movie that did Premiere Plus that they announced numbers for that I remember.
Because they didn't do Raya.
They didn't do Cruella. They didn't do Mulan, which was the first movie. They did.
Which you would have thought they would have did
for Mulan. Well, because that's the thing about with Mulan, it's like Mulan. Apparently, like of course, like critically and maybe what's the other word I'm looking for?
Audience wise,
like it probably didn't do well. It probably didn't.
I didn't care for
it. I enjoyed the movie. I liked it and everything like that. It's like because it's a different aspect. It's a different version of what the movie in general and all stuff. People
I didn't hate it.
People can complain about the no Mushu thing, as much as they want and everything. But for me, it was like I looked at it as a different story given of the character and all that stuff, not a one by one comparison of the animated. Like some other
Yeah, like Lion King.
Lion King was straight dead one on one, and kind of makes me sucked about it. I was like, that's the hard time. I was like the hard
Lion
time
King,
dealing with it.
like, it's not amazing.
Well, because the one thing about Lion King, I probably would have liked it more if I didn't watch the anime like 2 days before.
Yeah, that was your issue. The only one I can let me see here. Let's say two. Check. Let's go two. Only two I actually enjoyed to like watch again. Probably be Beauty and the Beast
Still haven't seen it.
and definitely Aladdin. But Beauty and the Beast was definitely really good, I thought. And it was kind of another one that was basically the same. It was basically like the same thing. But it added a couple different things and it took away a couple different things that I liked. Um, but I definitely did enjoy Beauty and the Beast. And I definitely enjoyed Aladdin.
Yeah.
Didn't care
So
for Cinderella.
sorry. Um,
Very good. Yeah, I didn't care for Cinderella.
I don't know. I still haven't seen those ones. Beauty and
Uh,
Cinderella. Um,
Beauty and the Beast was really good though. I do recommend Beauty and the Beast. Uh, what else did they make live action?
huh?
What else did they make live action? Beauty and
Dumbo.
the Beast.
Dumbo.
I did not like Dumbo.
I haven't seen. I still haven't seen.
Dumbo, I did not like whatsoever. Like if Mulan was on, I would watch it. If Dumbo was on, I would change the channel. Like it's like I did not like whatsoever.
Pretty
So,
much. I mean, there is Maleficent, which is technically just Sleeping Beauty.
Maleficent is more of a Maleficent origin story though than
Yeah,
a Sleeping Beauty story.
yeah, but I'm just saying that's what
I mean, isn't
that's why I said
it?
that's why I said it more relates to Sleeping Beauty as to
Yeah.
being a Sleeping Beauty.
Hey, so the Little Mermaid is Queen Latifah Ursula or is Melissa McCarthy Ursula? 'Cause I heard two different rumors.
So here's the thing about Little Mermaid in particular and all that stuff. So there's supposed to be there's two different Little Mermaids coming out from two different production companies. One from Disney and then one from a different, I think it's Universal, if I remember correctly.
Oh, it's like the Cinderella phenomenon that's coming out.
Exactly, yeah. Similar to that. Let's
I'm not too excited about that one. Just the girl with Cinderella, to be honest with you. That's why.
so okay. So for the Disney one, uh Melissa McCarthy's playing Ursula.
Hi.
That one.
Melissa McCarthy can't sing. That's my main issue with it. I feel
Huh?
like Queen Latifah can pull off the role just a lot better than Melissa McCarthy.
Of course everyone's gonna say that though. But I don't but that's the thing, I don't know. Is this gonna be like a musical?
I hope so. I liked the music from Little Mermaid.
Well, I mean, like, is it gonna be more of like more movie, less like it'll still have the music, but it's more movie,
Like Lion King, how it's like more movie songs, not like
but it still has music.
animal singing.
But
Yeah,
it still has music. Like
yeah,
that's the
maybe.
thing. That's the thing. Like,
And also, I wonder who's gonna play Triton? King Triton.
huh?
Who's gonna play King Triton?
But second,
Jason Momoa. That'd be hilarious, actually. Jason
Javier
Momoa.
Bardem.
I don't even know who that is.
So
Who's
he's.
yeah.
Give me a second. Give me. Did you see old No Country for Old Men?
I did not.
Okay. You see Skyfall, that James Bond
I
movie?
did. Of
He,
course, I seen.
no. That's why I asked. I didn't know if.
Yeah, I've seen all the James Bonds.
Okay. I learned something new. He was in that movie. He's in Skyfall.
Oh, okay.
Um,
All right. You can trust him a little bit.
he was the
Is
villain.
there?
He was the villain
Oh,
in Skyfall
all right, I trust him. I trust him.
and everything.
I don't know about King Triton though. That's weird. That's a weird fit.
Again, we'll see how it goes.
I don't see him as King Triton.
people always say weird things about certain actors and playing certain things. Always turns. Who
Who's
else
playing
do you want to know?
Ariana Grande is playing Ariel. That'd be dope, actually.
She's not.
That'd be, oh,
Ariel's already been cast.
who's there?
Um, Halle Bailey, is that how you say her name? She's this young act. She's
Halle Berry.
not Halle Berry.
Ah, got me
Oh,
excited.
no, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh, it'd be dope.
How Halle, like her playing some old as old as she is?
Dude, that'd be dope. Dude.
No, it's
Halle, what was that one article? Some article company, Forbes, made this article. It was like Halle relating Halle Berry to wine or something like that.
she
It's
doesn't
pretty funny. I was just looking for it and sent it
not teen. I don't think teenager fine wine though.
to you.
No, she though her name is similar to and all that stuff. I said, but it's Bailey. As I was trying to
Sounds like a knockoff Halle Berry.
and all that stuff. It's not even a knockoff. She's a young actress, singer, and songwriter. She's part of this duo called Chloe and Halle. Of
Never.
course you don't.
I listen to a lot of music. I haven't heard of
No,
it.
you
That's
no,
great.
no.
I
No.
listen to a
You
lot
don't
of.
even know. You didn't know who Dua Lipa was before we recorded this episode
That's true. That's true. That's true.
and everything. But
And
yeah,
I haven't listened to any Bruno Mars songs.
huh?
I haven't listened to any Bruno Mars songs. I've listened to two actually.
Oh my
I've
gosh.
listened to Gorilla and Uptown Funk. I've listened to those two.
You only know two things from freaking.
Yeah,
See my point exactly.
I know Justin Timberlake
Wow.
only from NSYNC. I don't know any of his other ones.
Anyone
Not gonna lie.
else?
I know who he is.
Anyone else?
Uh, who's gonna play Sebastian?
Sebastian's gonna be voiced by
Oh yeah.
is gonna be voiced by Daveed Diggs.
Okay, moving on. Flounder.
I thought you were gonna ask who, and I was gonna straight up tell you. I was gonna straight up tell you. Uh, you saw Hamilton, right?
Half of it.
Um,
Turned it off after two.
you said half of it, so that helps me out a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
1 second. Just gotta remember.
Yeah.
Lafayette.
Oh, okay. Anyways. Okay, what about Flounder?
He
So little kid?
he's voiced by a kid.
Is it the one from
Jacob? Can I say the name?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Kid from Modern Family.
Jacob Timberlake? I can't.
What was he?
He's Canadian.
Oh, okay. That doesn't help me. Who is it?
Well, that's all I know because I don't know him much, anyways. Starred as Jack Newsom in Room. Give me a second. Give me a second.
It's currently looking up who
Room.
this kid is. See
Oh,
who's
it's
in it.
some okay. It's one of those like Oscar-nominated movies that no one knows about.
Oh, I definitely didn't watch it.
Yeah, you don't know it. I know it. But
Anything at the Oscars, I haven't watched.
I know of it. I know of it, but you don't.
Okay.
I knew for sure you wouldn't. Oh, okay. He voiced Luca.
Oh. Okay, I know who he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in what was he in? Hold on. Oh man, I know who he is. He was in a couple movies that I've seen him in, but not the voice of. He was just like actually in it.
Well, his most
Yeah.
recent ones before Luca was The Good Boys, Doctor Sleep.
That's what he was in.
Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep. I've seen him. Yeah.
Okay.
He was in another movie that I recognize him in too, but Doctor Sleep was the main one.
Yeah, he was in that. That's who's voicing Flounder.
Okay. Yeah, he is a high pitched voice. What about Prince Eric? Is he gonna be in it?
Prince Eric is in it. He is voiced by Jonah Howard King.
Jonah Howard.
Yeah. Most recent movie was I don't think He's British, so he
Was he in Doctor Who?
no.
I don't know.
That's
Oh,
like that's why I said you
was he
most
in
likely never see it.
was he in Broadchurch?
What was he in what?
Broadchurch.
Broadchurch, you mean?
Broadchurch. I said Broadchurch. It looked like Broadchurch.
You said Broadchurch. That's what it sounded like you said.
Yeah. Broadchurch. That's what I said. Broadchurch.
Broadchurch.
It looked like Broadchurch. Anyways, was he in that one?
No.
Was he in the one that's connected to Doctor Who? The one with the face of Bo. Um,
Torchwood?
Torchwood. There you go.
No.
Was he in Torchwood?
No.
No. I almost said Torchwood. Let me see. What are the English? James Bond? None of
No.
them?
None. That's why I was like, I was like, see, I knew you were gonna get it. You're only gonna mention like popular British stuff that you know
Hold
of.
on. Johnny English.
Definitely not.
Austin Powers.
No relation to British media whatsoever, but no.
In England. Uh,
The character.
yeah. It was filmed in England too.
It's not, but it's not like British BBC stuff.
Yeah. Holmes and Watson.
No.
Um, trying to think. Hold on. I'll know this. Hold on. I'll figure it out. Hold on. Downton Abbey.
No.
That was a good one. That was a deep pull. The one with Saoirse Ronan. The one with her.
I don't know what that is. I don't pay attention to British
Uh,
media either.
Anything with Idris Elba.
Luther. No. Okay. Okay. These are 4 shows he's been a part of. Howard's End for 2 episodes. Little Women for 3 episodes. He's currently on a show called World on Fire, series regular, and then he's on a TV film called Agatha and the Curse of Astar.
Sounds naughty.
No, it's not.
I mean, no, I didn't say it is.
You said it sounds naughty, and I'm just saying it's not.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Well, we'll see
Yeah.
how he does.
So technically,
Cool.
he's
What about
so technically he's an unknown.
Okay. Yeah. What about Ursula's two henchmen, the electric eels? They're gonna be in it.
Hold on. I doesn't say. It doesn't. So yeah, it doesn't show them on here. Cast.
Okay. Oh, Crackle. Crackle. It's not Crackle Pop. The seagull guy that
Scuttle?
she talks to. Scuttle. There you go. That was close.
Okay. So one, it's not a male seagull. It's a female.
Okay.
This one.
Who is
Aquafina.
she? She's in everything.
She's voicing. For those who don't know, we had a discussion about Aquafina and about like how like okay, no, because Manny said like she's like in almost in everything, and I'm like I've only seen her on one thing and all that stuff, so it's like a big deal.
She's doing like 4 movies like back to back, like post like, and then 5 gonna be with Shang-Chi, and I'm like, what the hell?
Because the one thing I saw her in was Raya and all that stuff. That's the only thing I've ever seen her in. Like I've seen, of course, like there's like commercials and all that stuff she's been in, and like of course, like I've seen clips of stuff she's been in, but I've never seen.
Yeah.
I never watched a full movie with her in it.
I've watched quite a bit.
Before Raya.
Yeah. She makes a good scuttle. Makes sense.
And all that stuff. So
she has that comedy aspect.
So to Manny, it's a big deal to him because she's like in everything he sees. To me, it's like, oh, I'm excited. That'd be cool to see. And all that stuff because I know she seems funny. No, because you made it more like, oh my god, why she's in another thing? She's in another one.
I mean, good for her. I was like, damn. Every movie I turn on, starring off with Aquafina. I'm like, what the crap?
But yeah. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, she's Scuttle and everything.
Okay. The only one I have a problem with is Melissa McCarthy. Not because I have a problem with her. I think she's an amazing actress. She's funny as hell. I don't think you see her as Ursula. I don't see her
As what?
as Ursula.
Who? Mrs. McCarthy?
Melissa McCarthy. Yeah.
It's interesting to see what they
Don't.
but
I
like
mean, it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna see it, but Ariana Grande should have been Ariel.
I mean
Yeah, she's got the voice for it. She's got the hair. I mean,
Ursula's hair is
no, Ariel's. I said Ariana
Oh,
Grande.
I thought you said she should be Ursula. I was like, that doesn't make sense whatsoever.
No, for Ursula, I was like either RuPaul or or Queen Latifah.
That would be awesome if it was RuPaul. That would be
hilarious.
awesome.
That
Ariel,
would be literally hilarious.
I'm not gonna lie, Ariana Grande is too big to do this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest about that.
What?
I
What
don't
you
think.
mean?
I don't
She's
think.
like a petite woman, I think.
No,
Oh,
don't get me
you know who
wrong.
was gonna
Don't. I mean,
make?
I
You
mean,
end up being Mantis.
no.
I got quiet for
I
like 5 seconds.
because I had to remember myself who she is and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, no. So I mean, I'm not saying that she's not perfect for the role. I'm not saying that for Ariana Grande. I just don't think she would want it. She would want that or want to do it.
I think she's too young for it.
No, I
Too old.
she no, not even that. I'm not because what I'm saying is like I don't
Oh,
think.
too big as in like popularity.
Yeah,
I thought you had like as
I
in
don't.
like tallness. I was like,
And
that
I
doesn't
don't.
make any sense.
And I mean, though they have the money, I don't know if Disney's willing to pay that kind of money because they'll probably have to pay
Yeah,
way much for her
yeah,
and all that
that's true.
stuff. Um,
That's true.
give me
So you
one.
go with Melissa McCarthy. They're spending all their money on Melissa McCarthy and Aquafina.
Mhm. I'm interested. I'll be interested to see. Um,
The only one that that I'm really sold on right now
keep talking. I gotta
is
call. My mom's calling
is
me. Keep talking.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. Talk to your mom. So the only ones that really make sense to me is Scuttle as Aquafina because she has that voice and she has that comedy, and I feel like she can pull it off really good. Me reacting to why she was in everything was like that's crazy. It's not like a bad thing. It's just that I've seen a whole lot of movies lately. She's in it, especially in the pandemic. But I have no problem with her. I think she's an amazing actress. She's funny, so and I think she can pull them off really good. Same thing with the little boy. I feel like I can't remember his name. Ricky just said it. I don't know. I feel like he can make a really good flounder. He has that like little kiddish voice still without technically being a little kid. I think he's pretty old. I think he's like probably 15 now. Probably even older. But he has the little kid voice, and like Flounder is kind of like a little kid to me. Like he sounds like a little kid, so he can do it. Don't know who the King Trade guy is. Oh, I do know who the King Trade is. I don't know who the Prince Eric guy is. But I mean, I trust him enough to say that yeah, he's probably gonna be a good Prince Eric. He's kind of a no name, like you said, to us. Probably not to the British market, but who knows? Um, King Triton, he I've only seen that guy in Skyfall. So I don't know. And he was a villain at that point, as you heard. Um, I don't know if I can see his King Triton. We'll have to see. I have a picture of King Triton, this big muscular dude. So like Terry Crews or uh, another big muscular Eddie Hall or something. Brian Shaw, like a big muscular dude that can act. Obviously, I don't know if those two last ones can act, but Terry Crews definitely, or uh, not the Rock. I was gonna say the Rock. But like a big muscular dude. I don't see him playing Triton in my head, but we'll see. Hopefully he's a good Triton. Kind of excited for Little Mermaid. I heard about this a while ago, but I heard about the other one apparently, because apparently there's another one with Queen Latifah, and I was pretty excited for that because I do see Queen Latifah as Ursula, and I feel like she played really well, a really good Ursula, because I feel like she has that ability. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what it is. I'm not gonna shut it down immediately. I did like the movie Little Mermaid as a kid. I'm not the biggest fan now, but as a kid, I really liked the movie. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what goes on from here. After we got off this little tangent, after he gets off his business, um, Rudy's gonna rank his Marvel movies. We kind of got off topic here because we started talking about all the Disney live action movies and what we're excited for, and if we're excited about it, what we weren't excited for, what we didn't like, what we did like. So we kind of got off tangent, but I mean we learned something. If you guys didn't know the Little Mermaid coming out, now you do. Now you know the actors are gonna be playing them, and now you know there's two. So that's gonna be really cool. And Ella's coming out soon. I believe it's actually out. It might be actually out. It's on Amazon Prime. It's a Prime original. It's just called Cinderella, I think. Stars Camila Cabello. I believe it's the Dragon Queen that's in it. Pretty sure that's the step fairy godmother, something like that. She. I think it's. I think it's the fairy godmother. I don't know anything else other than that. I've only seen the trailers and not too much of the trailer. I might check it out. I really like Camila Cabello. I feel like she can probably pull off the song. Is really good. So we'll check it. I'm gonna check it out. You want a review on it? I don't know if you want a review on it. Just let us know in the description. I want a review on Cinderella from Amazon Prime. Just let us know. I'm gonna watch it. I'll get Ricky to watch it if you guys want a review. I don't know if he's gonna watch it, but in the comments, let me know if you guys like getting the topics from me. If you guys are excited for going off of the past topics. If you guys watched Black Widow, let us know what you guys thought of it as well. What you guys thought of the whole Taskmaster debacle. If you guys thought it was okay, if you guys didn't like it, it's kind of mixed 50-50. If you guys are excited about this new Assassin's Creed game that's Legacy that we know nothing about, if you guys are excited for the way it sounds, if you guys liked the original Assassin's Creed games, let us know and which ones you like the most. We got Switch coming out. If you guys already have the Switch, if you guys don't have the Switch, or if you're gonna get the OLED, if you have it, or you're gonna upgrade or something, so just let us know. How have you guys been? You guys been good? Hope you guys been doing good. Hope you guys been embracing your neighbors and just embracing the community that you live in. I feel like that's what we need right now. I feel like this country is kind of going crazy, and I feel like the best way to unite it again is to be united as a whole and to be united as people. Um, so just kind of love your neighbor. Just try to kind of be friendly to them. Be friendly to the people you see at the grocery store. Be friendly to people you see at at the mall. If you see somebody having a bad time, bring them up a little bit. Say how you doing. Hopefully, have just bring them up a little bit. Pay for the car in front of you, their meal or something. Just do acts of kindness. I feel like slowly this country can get back together and be united and be loving again. And I feel like that's what we need the most. Sorry, going to super serious topic to say, but I think the topics right now. It's stalling because this was unexpected. And also, I feel like some people need to hear this um, because we don't really talk anything like this. But that's just my opinion. I feel like once the faster we get back together and united, I feel like would be the faster that this country starts becoming better than what it is and it can grow. And we just need to be the seeds to the trees in a hypothetical sense. Um, and we can see this country thrive between unity and peace. So hopefully, I don't know if you guys need to hear this. You guys probably skipped ahead from YouTube. Uh, but if you have to skip ahead, you can skip ahead. But I feel like right now unity is all we need in this country. So just kind of like tell your neighbor you love them. You're thinking about it.
What the hell did I just get into?
Well, I didn't have any more topics, so it's just like say hi to your neighbors, make their day, be united. I feel like that's the only way this country can grow. Anyways,
Is that really what you said that whole time I was in the conversation with my mom?
no, I started talking about
For
Ariel as well. I
for
started talking about
for 6 minutes and 44 seconds. That's all. That's what you did. Unity.
well, you're gonna have to watch the Northern Podcast when it airs this Wednesday at 10 a.m. on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor Podcast, Google Podcast,
Or
and YouTube.
or when we stop recording, I can watch what I recorded, and see what it is.
That's true. That's true. You can also do that. Are you gonna see Ella from Amazon?
How about what now?
Cinderella from Amazon Prime?
The Cinderella on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, the one with Camila Cabello.
No.
Oh, kind of said we are gonna watch it.
Huh?
Well,
What?
I said I was. I said I was gonna watch it.
Oh, you're gonna
You
watch
guys
it?
wanted.
You're gonna watch it?
Yeah, cause I'm gonna watch it. 'Cause I'm kind of interested. Kind of, I'm like 50-50 on it. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch it.
Hmm.
I have Amazon Prime, might as well. And I was like, if you guys like really want us to do a review on it on the podcast, let me know, and I'll tell Ricky to watch it or something.
Or anything else? Not that.
you know, or stuff like that. Grim. We can,
You
I'm
need to
kidding.
stop it. You
I'm
need to
kidding.
stop with that.
I know. I'm kidding.
You would not
Yeah.
believe how
So
many times this fool is trying to tell me to get to watch that show.
yeah, you need to watch it. Nah, but you really did. So Ricky, you said you had a plan for you had a little schedule, not a schedule, a ranking plan for us.
Well, first of all, before we jump into that, because so let's talk about the movie that we saw.
Luca.
No, not that
No,
one.
I'm kidding. Luca was. What do you think of Luca, real quick?
I still haven't seen it, so don't.
You guys. Black Widow. We seen Black Widow in Dolby Cinemas. We saw it in Dolby Audio, Dolby Digital Audio, IMAX 4K. We saw it in that.
So
Uh,
Dolby Cinema is different from 4K. So just to let you know that. So don't try to compare. Don't try to do that. Don't try to make.
it's
Don't give it the one
a
name.
Dolby. We saw it in Dolby Cinema IMAX 4K, and we saw it. I enjoyed it. Uh, Watching it back, I I think Taskmaster should have had more lines. Just saying. Other than is he gone? It's my only take back from the show, from the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. I really enjoyed how it was serious at times, but also had a lot of comedy in it. I feel like it balanced it out really well. And the cast was just like an all-star cast. Like there's really nothing to complain about cast-wise. Um, I don't know. I've never seen that dude that played the leader of the veteran stuff. I do have another. I guess you can say a second takeaway. Um, did they not have any backup for the engines? Did they only have one big engine, and like once that blew up, they were going down? That was my only takeaway from it. Like they had one big engine, and they were like, if this goes down, we're done, we're dead. Like that's kind of insane. Um, that was my only takeaway. Other than that, I thought it was a solid movie. I'd give it a 7 out of 10, easily. Uh, and I really enjoyed it.
You think Taskmaster needed more lines?
Yeah, I would have liked to have more. He did.
How can you give it more lines when it didn't have any at all?
Well, I feel like because it was like it was a big deal. Like it was a big deal on her conscience, and her just being like, "I'm sorry," and then like
Oh,
not
there
saying
was one
anything.
line. There was one line. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like this whole thing. Like she was like, it was just like her saying it's like a puppet, like sorry, and then like she didn't say anything when she came out, like, "Oh, I forgive you" or something like that. She was just like, "Is he gone? All right," and then she was like, "Peace out." You know what I mean? Like
So
I would have liked to have seen some kind of resolution there
so
from her
okay.
side.
So here's my question, and we can like start with this topic in particular, because this is one that's most likely people are like most likely majority didn't like of the movie. The fact that, and of course, yes, we are gonna spoil the movie. Um, the fact that it was Dreykov's daughter being Taskmaster, do you think her character would have been more better as the like an actual person talking, and more of like she knew that Natasha killed her the whole time, and it's more of a like, I wouldn't say a revenge plot, but also but it's something more talkative and less of being pretty much brainwashed by her own father and all that stuff and everything.
Yes, I do believe that she should have had more of that type of emotion. Just because I feel like we've in other movies and like especially like when Loki says it, like you can tell that her killing the daughter just to kill Dreykov was a big thing on her conscience, like taking like kind of an innocent life as in the daughter, and this was a big deal for her. And I feel like her just saying I'm sorry to like a brainwashed puppet, and then when she does get like taken off of her brainwash, like there's no like anything there
Well,
like to like type type of resolve it.
yeah. Well, the thing is about that, it's like though, yeah, it's like it is on Natasha's conscience that she did kill an innocent life, pretty much, in Dreykov's daughter. But what I feel like what it was supposed to be was like, though she survived and everything like that, because like in all honesty, like we don't know the real backstory of Dreykov's daughter during that time after the explosion and then
Yeah.
of coming to become Dreykov's I mean to become Taskmaster. It's probably more the fact of though they lived, she probably never knew. She probably doesn't even know that it was Natasha that killed her or that exploded the building and everything like that. For all we know.
It's
Well, I mean, no, I mean, like at the young, starting young. I mean, at a young being still, because remember she was a kid when this happened. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but if you didn't know, like if someone, let's just say for some reason someone blew you up and you survived, and they didn't tell you when you were a kid, but they tell you in like when you're in your 20s, you're still gonna be mad at that person for
But
blowing your face off.
no, 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 no.
It doesn't matter
No. I get that, but that's where I was not trying to get at with and all that stuff. What I was trying to get at was like, save, like he had already instituted her into the red room after that and all that stuff. So that emotion, again, there's a possible chance she never knew that it was. She probably didn't know it was Natasha and all that stuff, or probably did. But the fact that she's in the red room, she's been part of the red room stuff and all that stuff, and of course, then that what led to the whole mind control thing and everything like that. She's just probably just more worried over what her dad is than more the fact of who killed her and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I still don't think it was really a satisfying conclusion to
Oh no,
it
no, no.
being lifted. Like it,
Yeah, yeah.
like storyline, you can do it any way you want, and like as long as it resolves her conscience, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like what they did now was perfectly fine, like not telling us anything. But the problem I have isn't how it builds up to it or what happens in between. The only problem really I have is there's not really resolution. So like they could have did what you said, like had her brainwashed or something,
Yeah.
but it still doesn't really.
Well, no, no,
It's
no.
kind of like
Well, yeah, because what I'm explaining is just more of a hypothesis and a
yeah,
theory of sorts. This is not. This is not me saying of what led to that, what could be led to that, and all that stuff and
yeah,
everything. I was just more of the fact it's like, because the thing is like I think it's more for me with this plot line in particularly. I don't. In all honesty, it's like I have no concern of it in a way because the fact before this movie came out and everyone found out that Taskmaster was going to be in this movie, everyone got hyped about it. Everyone and all that stuff. Taskmaster as a villain is not okay. I'm not saying he's not interesting because the way he is known in the comics is an interesting skill set and everything. But at the same time, it's not something that would, if adapted into the MCU, feels like, especially now of where how the state is, and then even though this was set in between a couple of different movies that were already out, it wouldn't. I had a I didn't say I wouldn't say I had a feeling that it wasn't going to be the character I was expecting it to be, but I also wouldn't. I was already going into this movie thinking like this is not. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something else entirely different with this character and all
yeah.
that stuff.
That's the one thing I didn't really have a problem with. I know a lot of people have a problem with the whole gender swap of Taskmaster. Um, how do I say this? I'm against gender swaps if they're for no reason. This one had a very valid reason, and I was perfectly fine with this. Like there was a reason to do it. There was a reason to make her Taskmaster. and I was perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm against it if it's just because they felt like it, but this one was obviously story driven, so I
Yeah,
was perfectly fine with it.
because you have
I didn't have
to
a problem.
like you have to realize like they did Taskmaster in a different way. It's more of a it was more of a program protocol kind of thing than it being a former Shield agent getting revenge on Shield due to how he was treated in there and all that stuff previous and all that stuff.
Now there is, I can't say it's a problem because I'm not sure if it's true or not. We have to see. The part Taskmaster's skill set is basically a mimic. Was the mimicking only because she was cybernetically enhanced, or was she actually memorizing the fight style? She was memorizing them, right? Like she
It's
would still know the fight styles. Like
it's a mixture of the visor along with possibly of whatever they put in her in the back of her head and all that stuff from that in that one scene.
yeah,
But in the comics
I don't,
but in the comics he is a straight from if
he
I remember
just
correct
memorized.
he memorizes it. He clearly can
Yeah,
memorize it and all that stuff.
which does seem a lot cooler.
But for me though, it's just at the same time it's like
Just that.
it would make sense if he was already established in the MCU. He was
Yeah,
say if it was early days MCU, he was there as a Shield agent, but then
like if he
like
was an Avenger.
he say like some things were there, some things didn't go right for him throughout movies and all that stuff, and then like he's introduced as the Taskmaster and all that
Like
stuff and
in
everything.
Spider-Man, how there's like old Tony Stark.
Instead of one movie, yeah, but instead
Yeah.
of like an
No, no,
introduction of one movie, it's throughout the whole universe. It's throughout the whole universe
yeah, like if you was
timeline,
in like Avengers 1 Age of Ultron or something.
something like that. And all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like that would make more sense of who that because you introduce him, you know, of his skill set and everything like that. I mean, you do it in the and just in this movie? Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, why is
It was
he
Rush.
helping Drake? What is his purpose of being with Dracoff though? The whole time and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff. And the fact that it's the Red Room in general, and it's teaching all these girls. It only makes sense to make Taskmaster a girl than do it with a guy and all that stuff.
Yeah, because
Especially
he was like, oh, what dude with
especially about how that story goes, how the story goes of
yeah,
how the
because
Red
he's
Room
like he's using women because there's so many, and he feels like it wouldn't be as easy to track down. Isn't that the whole thing, right?
well
Because there's
that
a lot of
could
women.
yeah because of
That
the story yeah of like of what it brings out is like human sex trafficking and all that stuff and everything,
yeah,
but at the same
and
time it's
Gene,
like
you know,
but even like say even like hiring him as like a mercenary and all that stuff and everything like that, like I don't get the purpose of it in a way and all that stuff, and it's just like even if like
okay, I
e-
definitely like this better.
yeah, I mean, even if like it was him, they introduce him, and he was already, but say like he was already like he's already established in the universe, but it's like, but at the same time, it's like, why?
Why is he in this? Yeah,
Like what and all like what drives him, like like him to not like Natasha or something like that. Like say it was like yeah, there's a thing and all that stuff. Like I know that he
yeah.
got like I know in comics he has beef and all that stuff with Natasha too, particularly.
Unless it was like, but then it's like, wow, this is really need to be here. Unless it's like, maybe he's not working for Jacob. He's just also trying to hunt down Natasha as well.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's hired as a mercenary, but he's finding his own personal gain to it and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
I would.
at that same time though, it's just
But
more of the
like,
fact it's like I mean, you can
it's too
probably do some
much.
like yeah, you can probably do some like back end flashbacks and all that stuff and everything like that. But at the same time, it's like
Yeah, because then you'd have too many like overarching villains. Like you don't want
but one
Jacob
thing
and.
and then another thing is like is this a I mean, it's he probably can, but at the same time, it's like do you see this person Taskmaster in general as something that's established in the universe? Like it's some throughout in the future in certain places. There's probably is, but at the same time, it's like
Maybe with the sister, but I don't see how
yeah,
like or
no,
what like I don't see her also like because doesn't Taskmaster have beef with like Captain America and Iron Man as well?
yeah. It's like he has beef with other people and all that stuff, but it's like
That's the only thing. Like, why would she have beef now? Because she's like already out of the mind control. Why
yeah,
would she have? Beef? Like I don't think that they can really
Oh no,
use
no, no.
that version
But if it was a guy,
anymore.
if it was the guy, like the actual person,
If
the
it
actual
was the
taskmaster.
shield agent, yeah. If it was the shield
No, no,
agent, yeah,
but not.
because you have reasoning.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to get at though. But like he's established in this movie only, not in the
Yeah, I can
not in the
still see him.
past. Nothing see it. You still see it,
Unless if they don't kill him, yeah, I can see it.
but that's the thing though. It's like there are villains that can be worked well in this universe, and there's some that can't. Taskmaster to some point, because that's the thing, he mimics
Yeah.
moves over and over. That's how that's how he gets through it. That's the reason why it kind of dulls me out. Because if I see him again, it's the same thing and all that stuff. He's gonna mimic someone. He's gonna mimic somebody else and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's gonna probably get foiled and all that stuff and everything. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's an interesting tactic. It's an interesting thing he has. But at the same time, it's if he is someone that's gonna be, we'll see more. We see more in the future and all that stuff. I just feel it's gonna get repetitive
Mm.
and all that stuff.
Maybe we get. I don't know.
But
I
I
don't know
feel,
how they would do it.
but the thing, but with, because I haven't fully said my thing about this in particularly, and of course I'm going to be that person that's going to get hated on with this if anyone hears this. I'm totally fine with this Taskmaster. I'm okay with this
I'm giving them
Taskmaster.
yes.
I feel like, I mean, if they do it, I don't know, and all that stuff, because this movie is going to be, I wouldn't say split between who likes it or who not, and in
No,
particular
I
that
would say it's
storyline.
currently used to it. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Well, I mean, I
I feel
don't
like
know.
you can
I wouldn't know how
maybe.
big. I'm guessing saying I wouldn't know how big of the split, how out loud it is, because I can't, because I don't pay attention to it as much, because I only care about what
Yeah.
I like. So I
Yeah.
talk about this, and I talk about this. um, I feel like there can be more, particularly with this Taskmaster. And here's the thing. So we can't. The one thing I always like about MCU is how they always change certain things. Good guys can become bad guys and all that stuff. There's something that can be wrong and all that stuff. I feel like if this person continues on, we'll probably see something more of like a good thing in a way and all that stuff than more of seeing the villain that we see in the comics and all that stuff. Uh, or it's just more the fact of like maybe like how the ending works with Elena and Red Guardian and more my I can't even say her name right now. The mom leaving off with the rest of the widows and the Taskmaster. I can see her like they do somewhat of a good guy Red Room kind of thing
The
and all that
blue room.
stuff and all that stuff like
I think.
a good version of the Red Room and all that stuff. People probably won't like it. I don't know. Um, but it feels like it's gonna be a good. It'll be something like that if they do continue off on it. Um, we'll see how that goes. Like honestly, overall, it's like I have no problem with it. Though me and Manny did catch it early, like literally right before the scene showed.
Yeah.
And
Before
everything
she
like that.
got into the office, I'd say.
Like
Well,
literally,
just about
it was literally
in
like
the place.
it was
Stops
literally.
regarding.
I would literally want to. I think it was literally before they got into the red room. Maybe.
Yeah.
Um. Um. It didn't. Even though I figured it out and we saw the reveal, it didn't throw me off or anything. Like it didn't take me out of the experience of the movie. Because like the thing is for the fact it's like the fact of the red on her ledger and all that stuff of this fact of this scene and all that stuff. Just like it shows that she is human. Natasha, I'm referring to, and all that stuff, and that she like the fact that she is being haunted by her past currently right in front of her face in a way, and all that stuff. It's just does help that a bit and everything. I know, and for that stuff, and I can, and for me, the end, yeah, how it ends, um, with it being like her saying, is he gone?" And she's saying yes, and also explaining saying she's sorry. It is what it is, and all that stuff. We can't, you can't ask more from it really, um, and all that stuff. I'm
Well,
perfectly.
you can ask for, you just can't expect more.
You can't expect more.
Yeah, you can
From it
ask as much.
and all that stuff. You can ask, but you can't expect anything. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm I I left that thing going out of it like that's fine. Like at the end of the day, like Natasha feels now that she knows that Dreykov is officially dead, the daughter's alive and in good hands, really, hopefully. Um,
I don't know. Guardian.
yeah. I mean, it'll be nice to see what happens. Hopefully, if we do get anything out of that in the future, and she can now be happy in a way, like, and then she's and all that stuff. But the Taskmaster thing is it's similar. I don't want to say it's similar to Mandarin, but it's something as much as I didn't care. I didn't over like I was fine with the Mandarin one. I am equally fine with this also. And all that stuff. I always thought like as much as I hate her, as much as it's gonna like hurt or hate people or stuff, I never took Taskmaster in this movie as something that's gonna be the serious thing and all that stuff as a serious threat in this movie because I feel like there was more to it overall. House with the Red Room being the overall thing about it. And I know like people will be saying like, well, there's no real villain. Well, does it need to be an actual
Yeah,
villain
I think there was a.
and all that stuff? I mean, you can count it as Dracoff, but I just more think of it as, especially after watching like the the shows recently. I think it's more of Natasha's. What's the word I'm looking for?
Inclusion?
I guess in a way of like having to go through this of dealing with the Red Room again, something whatever and all that stuff. And more as that as a villain, like an actual villain. But of course, there is Dracoff, the Red Room, Taskmaster, but though they're a part of the story of this thing, but I can't overall call it like a main, like an actual villain in a way and all that stuff. They're bad guys and all that stuff, but it's like this isn't a I don't feel of this as a good versus evil kind of thing. Yes,
I do agree with you.
I mean it's good
you
versus.
you were right. You were right with the no villain, but when you said good versus evil, I was wrong.
I don't know. What I mean like the common good versus evil stuff and everything like that. Like the good guy versus bad guy, direct and all that stuff and everything kind of thing. Like that kind of good versus evil, I guess,
I
and all that
give
stuff.
pretty bad. I give him a pretty big bad guy thing. He's taking women and forcing them to give up their reproductive
Well,
organs
I'm not.
against them and brainwashing them.
I mean, it's
I
hard to.
give him pretty bad.
It's hard to explain. It's hard to like actually like. It's not like a general kind of thing. There's a good guy. There's a bad guy. They fight and all that stuff. That kind of thing. All
Um,
that stuff. Like that kind of the generalization of good versus evil in a way. I guess you can say. And all that stuff. But I feel, but it's also at the same time, it's like, but when I'm thinking of what I'm trying to say is like, I guess people are expecting this, like, the big battle at the end and all kind of stuff. But I think, like, at the same, but it's like, do we really need that and all that stuff? Like, really? Like, like, do people, were you expecting like a big spectacle, like, from like such a similar to like Endgame, Infinity War, and all other stuff and everything? Like, like this is this needed to be like this is a grounded thing that something simple and all that stuff that's spy thriller with some humor, a good humor actually. um
yeah.
and I it's a fine movie, it's totally overall fine. I wasn't coming into this thinking like, well, and I hope most people were and weren't also and all that stuff. Like this is a movie set somewhere else, somewhere in the established MCU, giving us a story of a person that is no longer with us in the MCU and learning about pretty much how we came to that point of where she was at in Endgame, and especially not before her death, of saying how she was like, uh, she got a family out of everything, meaning the Avengers, besides her second family. How she was able to figure that out and all that stuff. and I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally okay with that.
You talking?
I'm not gonna let. I was like, I sure people think that it's like, I don't know for sure, but it's like people think of like it needs to be this, it needs to be that. Like, why was this movie too late and all that stuff to come out? Shouldn't this been set in the Shouldn't this actually movie been placed actually before Infinity War, after Civil War? They're valid arguments, but at the same time, it's just like, for me, it didn't. I don't know if it felt like it would have learned gave more to, not if it was released on that time. I think this for me is like, seeing this makes me appreciate everything more and all that stuff than I already did. And it's a great time. It's a great movie. I love it. I love every minute of it and all that stuff. I have it on Disney Plus. I plan on watching it a couple more times and all that stuff and adding it to and then everything. Um, for that. But I don't care much about Taskmaster, about how Taskmaster was appreciated. I love the family dynamic between everyone in and everyone playing the in this movie. The Red Room as a overarching, I guess you can say, villain, um, was nice to know and learn more about. The overall theme of what this movie is portraying, especially for the fact of that, especially that title sequence, how it pretty much shows you of what happens and how this is established. All good, all fine. The beginning was awesome. I love how Natasha is, how she just came from on the run to, and like how she was rushing to get this done with and to like destroying the Red Room, to realizing for the fact that it's like she's figuring out that she's not alone and all that stuff, and she never was since then, even before this and all that stuff. And then like how that ending goes, about how she says she thinking she had no family, but finding out she has two, and one being, yeah, the family from within that was from the Red Room, and the second one being the Avengers, and all that stuff is like, is interesting, especially after like how she talks about in Endgame, how she realized she had this family she always had and never realized it, pretty much. Um, but yeah, I enjoy this movie much. The end credit scene, I think we could talk about this one in particular, which is the end credit scene. Of course,
Glad we saw Falcon and Soldier before this.
huh?
I said I'm glad we saw Falcon and Soldier before this.
That's what I was gonna mention. That's the one thing I was gonna ask. Like, was it better that we saw this after Falcon and Winter Soldier? Because originally, this is
Unless they cut her
so.
scene, cut a scene out where she
So
introduced herself.
funny thing you mentioned that, because you mentioned this when we after the movie. I recently found out no reshoots, nothing was altered in this movie.
Then yes, I'm glad that she's introduced in Falcon and Soldier before,
Yeah, so it's like,
because I feel like that just feel like, why do I care about this person? Who is this person?
well, yeah,
Why is she talking?
well, yeah, because I think one is the fact that's like, probably not a lot of people know who she is in a comic sense. If you're like a mainstream, if you're not into if you don't know
Yeah,
if you don't follow comics well, um,
wasn't she a mix between like two different people though?
Madam Hydra and someone, and then something else.
Yeah.
But
So I mean, I am really glad, because I feel like it was more of a, we were able to get more excited, you could say, by seeing her at the end credit than us being like, who is this? Like, yeah, saying who is, like trying to figure out who it was, we were excited and like what's to come. But I feel like the excitement of actually seeing her in this after seeing her in Falcon the Soldier was better. I feel
well,
like you can say.
but say if it didn't involve, so say if we did saw this before Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we know about what's happening because of the fact that the end of the credit scene it does show Lyanna's next target, which is Hawkeye,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. I think for me that I would still be interested and excited because
Definitely
and all
interested
that
and
stuff
excited.
and all that stuff. I think the fact that it's just I think the fact that we established her now, we already established her in Falcon and Winter Soldier, makes it even
You
better.
get parts.
Yep,
Yeah.
it makes
You
it
just
even
get
better
1,000.
and all that stuff. I think so I believe I would still be excited for. I would have been excited if we because remember it was supposed to be Black Widow first, then we see Falcon and Winter Soldier based off the original schedule and all stuff. But that has changed. That has changed. So I think I still would have been excited and all that stuff because I think because I always like to be introduced to new people, new characters if I don't know them or do, so that way it gives me a little heads up of what could happen into this. The fact that it involves Barton as a target, it does give the excitement of the potential of the upcoming series that he has coming out on Disney Plus. So that right there would have been fine. But the fact that we already know who Val is, we already know that she already recruited one person in U.S. agent and all that stuff. Where now it looks like she's already been working with Val this whole time. I'm saying her name wrong. I know I am. Um, it's more exciting now because we're already back in the universe already and all that stuff too.
Go back to the
So
timeline.
yeah, and we're back in the regular timeline. So it's exciting to see what goes and all that stuff. It does confirm. We did have that one question before the credit scene. If any of them were part of the blip or not. We can't. I feel like we can confirm that. I'm gonna say her name wrong. Liana. She did survive the blip because you're not gonna be doing these kind of missions with this person after that whole time and all stuff. You had to be part of the blip and everything like that. We don't know about the other two, like Red Guardian, the mom, even the other widows and Taskmaster. If they are not,
I
if
like
they were,
that half of the widows got snapped.
yeah, because the snap does involve half of the universe, so
Yeah.
it only makes sense that half of them gets blipped.
Yeah. What we were to
Um,
call them, Robbie.
but yeah, overall though, for everything, I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It's not something I'm gonna call a bad movie because it's not. Some
No.
things there's something. I mean, there's some gripes, but it's like it's not something that's gonna concern me and all that stuff. And but other than that, it's like I have no problem with it and all that stuff. Now, where do I have this ranked is the interesting part.
Here's the thing. Do you think Elena,
Elena,
stole the show? Yeah. I think she stole the show. A lot of people think she stole the movie.
she's no, yeah, her and Guardian, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no,
Okay.
definitely,
Just started.
oh, definitely, yeah. And it's like because it's like
It is introducing us to the character.
it excites me more like seeing her like I mean I was gonna be excited for her no matter what, but seeing how she performed and how she is portrayed and everything just excites me even more and all that stuff of see what she does in the
Yeah.
future.
Especially because of me. They introduced her to me. Anyways, fun. I had to get that out there before we got this up.
I will kid you not when he popped up, you would not believe how giggly he was that whole
Yeah,
time
dude, I was so hyped.
when he saw him and all that stuff. It was like,
It wasn't even confirmed
it
who was it, and
wasn't.
I was like, after I had
And all that
Damn.
stuff. I thought it was more the fact that it was the actor, other than that who he played as, which was Ursa
it's mainly the character. It was mainly the character. But
and
I
all that
knew
stuff.
I had already said, all right, that's the actor who's gonna play him. A couple of I can't take all the credit. I've seen it from a blog post that I follow on Reddit. But I can't remember the Reddit post. Uh Marvel theories / Reddit something. You'll find it.
I just
So
wanted to
that guy
find.
made it. But he posted the actor who's supposed to play him, and that's the one that I had believed in, and it actually was that actor. So that's why I was so hyped to see that actor come on screen. The minute I saw him, I got hyped, and it actually was true. It was true. And we get a couple different references. So First off, he says it. He says his name Ursa, and then after he breaks his hand, uh, he says this guy's strong like bear. I was like, just saying. Uh, I don't think he has the mutant gene yet. I think it's going to be set up somehow in the future whenever they do decide to introduce mutants. Uh, but I do think that they're going to introduce Ursa Major, and at some point the winter, you know, the Winter Guard. But that was so high. And then we were watching. We were staying for the end credit, obviously. So we were looking for through the credits to see if we would actually find them.
Well, no,
And then
because I didn't know, because I didn't hear Ursa, because this fool was giggling so much about it and all that stuff. So I was like, I didn't get the name, yet he did, and all that stuff.
yeah,
So I was like, I had to see the credits to just to confirm it and all that stuff, and it just said Ursa, and I was like, so it says Ursa, okay, so that's one thing and all that stuff, and he was like, well, he doesn't become a major yet, and all that stuff. I was like, this guy. It's like let's wait and see what happens. And all that stuff. I'm just taking the wait and see approach, like I've always done with this whole universe and all that stuff. But back to my rankings, the rankings I have. So I had when I first brought up my rankings, I didn't have Falcon and Winter Soldier set up here yet and all that stuff. And though this episode we're recording this on a Monday before the finale of Loki, so of course we're not going to see that up here yet. You'll probably see that on our reaction video for it when we talk about it.
You'll see that next Thursday. We said
we'll probably see that. We're trying to get it up by the weekend. I want to do it. Stuff. I don't want them to wait a week.
Yeah,
stuff. That's why it's like, that's why you're not seeing anything about it.
Yeah.
So for what my ranking is, my overall ranking of the whole cinematic universe that includes the shows, 25, The Incredible Hulk, 24, Thor, 23, Thor: The Dark World, 22, Iron Man 2, 21, Captain America: The First Avenger, 20, Avengers: Age of Ultron, 19, Iron Man 3, 18, Doctor Strange, 17, Captain Marvel, 16, Spider-Man: Far From Home. I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for that one, probably. 15, Ant-Man and the Wasp, 14, Ant-Man, 13, Iron Man, 12, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Avengers, The Avengers, the first one, number 11, number 10.
Wait, something real quick. You know, in the UK, it was actually called Avengers Assemble.
Yeah,
that was the full time. That's tight. I don't know why it was called that, but it's cool. Anyways, moving on.
Number 10, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 9, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 8, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Number 7, Thor: Ragnarok. I'm probably gonna get flack on that one too. Number 6,
Why?
Because it's Thor Ragnarok. Everyone loves that. Everyone talks about that one.
Okay. Anyways,
number 6, WandaVision. Number 5, Civil War. Number 4, Captain the Winter Soldier. Number 3, Black Panther. I'm definitely gonna get flack on that one.
Why?
Dude, you should see rankings. You should look at some rankings. They have that thing low. They have that movie low.
Oh.
And all that stuff.
The only one I'm tripping off of is one. Oh, actually, the only two I'm tripping off of is Thor 1 was under Thor: Dark World. That didn't make any sense. And then also, you had Captain America: First Avenger really low.
Number 2, Infinity War. Number 1, Endgame. Obviously.
Yeah.
So to give, for Manny at least, to give context on my rankings. So the reason why Thor: The Dark World gets an edge over Thor is because of Endgame.
Still don't see it though. Anyways, okay, so why does
so you don't mean to tell me the most important scene in Endgame that have and all that stuff was when Thor rekindles with his mother and everything like that?
That's not the most important scene, no.
It sets it. literally happens in a setting that based off a movie that no one liked and all that stuff.
But it's not the most important scene, though.
I think it is.
Oh, well, I don't think it is.
Well, because I mean, like Thor, like you have to remember, like Thor thought he killed Thanos. It didn't happen, and all that stuff at the of time.
I would say it's important.
He wouldn't went for. That's what I'm
The
saying.
most important.
I'm not saying. I'm saying it's important. That's all it is. And all that stuff, and it literally takes him to. He has to go to the time of where his mom dies, for which in what movie was that? Was The Dark World and all that stuff.
Okay, here's the thing, though. These rankings, are they because you like them, or are they on importance?
Oh, I established a lot of things, really, like importance. What?
The thing is,
How does one connect to one? How does one connect to one? Does it make it reverence? I thought you were gonna stop that when I was gonna let me talk. Okay, go.
because while I do believe it did make Thor: The Dark World extremely important, and it made it a lot more. How do I explain it? It made it just an important movie to watch, other than just skipping it. It made it important to watch. Would I watch it just on a whim? Absolutely not. I would watch Thor 1 just on a whim. I have to watch Thor 1 on a whim. I'm not just gonna pop in Thor: Dark World and watch it because I like it. Like, so it would be lower than Thor 1 to me.
Well, yeah, okay, that's fine.
If you're going based off of importance, then I understand why you put it on Thor 1. Is what I'm trying to say. I mean, it doesn't matter anyways because it's your list. But like, what I'm saying is like,
Why do I feel like that was a waste of time?
because like my list would be completely different. I'm only giving you top ones in my opinion. You're gonna know which ones they are, so I'm not gonna give you.
Oh my god!
I can give you top 4 right now. Like, yeah, I expected that.
Go.
I'll give you top 4.
Go.
Top 4. Okay, number 5, Infinity War.
Okay.
Number 2, Civil War.
Okay. Wait.
Number 3.
Wait. Did you say 5 then 2?
Oh wait, I did. My bad. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
Number 5, Infinity War.
Okay.
Number 4, Civil War.
Okay.
Number 3,
Uh huh.
The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Number 2, First Avenger.
Okay.
And then number 1 would be Endgame.
Okay.
There you go. And I'm pretty sure you expected that one.
No, I expected because the fact that you said I have First Avenger ridiculously low, I was like, this was it high up his list.
Yeah, it is number 2.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Endgame.
I'm not surprised. His 2, 3, and 4 is the freaking Captain America trilogy.
Yeah, well, Captain America's my favorite hero, so that makes sense. Favorite Marvel hero, so that makes sense.
Oh, stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like Iron Man's my favorite hero. But look at where I have every movie ranked for him.
Yeah, but I really love him. Especially First Avengers. First Avengers was awesome.
And all that stuff. I mean, I like First Avenger. Don't get me wrong. Like, though I have the way this is ranked, like it's not that I don't. Just because every single where the low ones are, doesn't mean I hate them. I actually enjoy.
Well, you don't dislike any of the Marvel movies, really. So like, I knew the rankings wasn't like that you hated these and loved these. I knew that wasn't it.
It's not based off it. It's a lot of factors. It's based off of like, what does the story mean? Does it have any connection to what anything of the universe try? If you like, I'll be honest, like Thor: Dark World, I did have Thor higher than the Dark World originally. That was before Endgame and all that stuff. Because the thing was, I actually kind of liked Thor: The Dark World a little bit more than the first one. But I always knew Thor was, because it's Thor because of how it's established, what it does. It introduces two characters that are will forever be loved before Endgame and all that stuff. And of course Thor himself and Loki in particularly of those characters and all that stuff. But I always enjoyed about what I always enjoyed about Dark World and all that stuff was was one of the mother Frigga passing away, how that reflects on Loki and everything in particularly, seeing them trying to work together in some other way and all that stuff is for their mother, all that stuff outside of everything else. And I kind of just thought of it something like is a little bit better than the first one. But then again, it's like once I saw Endgame, and then that scene, that section of the scene, in particularly, everything there was of Thor at that time down on himself, doesn't know what to do with himself and everything like that, and all that stuff. Though he does help out the Avengers of trying to get these Infinity Stones and all that stuff. He goes to the place where he sees his mother for one last time. Because if you remember in Dark World, he just knows that he dies. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. In all honesty,
No, he sees.
he sees. Oh no, my bad. I don't think they never had the conversation and all that stuff. Yeah, it's like they never have the converse. They never have the like. They never got the Philly like that conversation of what he has with his mother and all that stuff. Is what he needed really to get back on all that stuff. It's like literally, it's like if you realize like Thor loses everything and all that stuff and all that stuff. Thor his part in the MCU, huh?
He has friendship.
Yeah, I get that, but what I'm saying though,
I was just listening.
yeah, I was like,
and
what?
That's a plus. That's a plus.
Anyways, he loses he loses everything. If you Infinity War, it's like when Rocket comes up to him and talks to him, it's like about like every single family member he had is dead, including his best friend, which was referring to Heimdall and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and Heimdall was the most recent one. Heimdall was the most recent one because it was Loki and Heimdall. Oh, that's stuff. What?
Well, I said it was this week. Heimdall.
Oh, yeah.
But
anyways, I'm getting like thrown off on this and everything like that. Where I'm gonna for Black Widow. Oddly enough, it's a movie I like. It's a movie I enjoy. I enjoy Natasha's story of learning what's before. The one thing I do also in value with these movies are their post credit scenes, so and all that stuff, and everything. I always value those, and all that stuff. Post credit scenes are always a valuable thing, which is why Black Widow is going to be number 16.
You liked the post credit scene that much?
Well, because I like it for the fact of like, because it's not setting up a movie, it's setting up one of the shows.
Well, it could be.
No, well, no, Hawkeye has his own show.
Maybe he's gonna be in the movie too.
No, because Hawkeye is going to be in his show. There's his show. It's already set. It's already confirmed that Florence Pugh, the person that plays, can't say her name right now, is going to be in that show. So that story, Elena. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. So that already.
You say something with A?
I don't know why. I don't know why I have a hard time saying it right now and all that
stuff. Alana, I was like, that's definitely not right.
Yeah, I don't know why I've been having a hard time saying her name recently. But that already confirms like that thing is gonna be part of that show, and all that stuff. So it's I'm excited for. I'm already excited for the show. That makes it more exciting and all that stuff. But yeah, it's going 16.
Okay.
And all that stuff. Everything. Keep it somewhere in the middle and all that stuff.
Yeah. Not too high, not too low.
Not too low, not too high, and everything. Everything is. It's a good movie. Again, not out of my rankings. None of these. I don't dislike any of these movies. I really don't.
What about the Hulk?
The Hulk?
Yeah.
The only reason why it's low, it's last.
To be fair, though, it's not on my books as well.
It's MCU connected, but
second.
The only character that comes out of this that's connected to MCU proper, of everything MCU, is Ross.
Yeah.
Technically, technically Bruce Banner is still proper, but it's a different actor and all that stuff.
How come they changed him?
Contract issues,
Oh, what happened? Yeah, was he like?
money. It's always money
Um,
and all that stuff.
okay.
And I
Also,
I
aren't you
don't
so
think
glad that they got Cheetos in your War Machine?
what
Aren't you so much more happy that Don Cheadle's War Machine? I don't think I could see what's his name as War Machine, to be honest with you.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, I don't think I could see Terrence Howard as War Machine.
I mean,
I really,
it's worked out. I mean, like making the change, it's worked out for them. Well, I can say that
yeah,
it's worked out for them. All that stuff. But yeah, but I think it was more of the fact because like I don't. I think it was like because Edward Norton, who originally played Bruce Banner, I think he didn't want to do the whole lockdown deal thing.
yeah.
If I remember correctly,
Okay, that makes sense.
and all that stuff.
I know he's on Joe Rogan.
Huh?
He talks about. I was like, I know he's on Joe Rogan. I think that he talks about.
Yeah. So it's like, but yeah. So it's like, but it's, so it's like, it's even though it's connected to some things, but it's like it's more mainly like the smaller stuff.
It
Like
feels.
it's not. It's only disconnected to the fact of like everyone in that movie. Well, okay, with the exception now. Okay, Ross is the exception. Technically Hulk, but like I said, it's a different actor. But now, with the exception of now, Abomination, because he's appearing in Shang
Yeah.
Chi, as that's confirmed, and he's supposed to be in She Hulk, if I remember correctly. Him, like Abomination, the person, but also the person that actually played him, and everything, the actual actor, he's reprising his role in She Hulk, as the
Okay.
Abomination and all that stuff. So like, there's that,
I
but
think
that's like,
She-Hulk's gonna be the end in your in. I think She-Hulk's gonna be the end game to our Incredible Hulk's Thor: The Dark World. Yes, yeah.
what?
I think She-Hulk is gonna be the She-Hulk is gonna be the end game to our Incredible Hulk's Thor: The Dark World. What Endgame did for Dark World, She-Hulk's gonna do for Incredible Hulk. Is what I'm trying to say. It's gonna like make it feel more connected. Because right now, if you watch the movie, it doesn't really feel connected.
Well,
And
yeah.
I think that's because. But like,
Oh,
it's gonna
I see now.
yeah, it's gonna make it worth
It's
not watch. I'm not gonna say
let
like
me.
worth watching. But, like,
You think there's gonna be somewhat of a connection that relates back to that movie that's
yeah.
gonna make work worth it. Okay, that makes a little. And I was just like, because when how you pitched that, I was like, and all that
I'm
stuff.
so
But yeah, that's why. Well, that's why that's one's low. Uh, that way I have it last. But it's like But here's the thing now, also about it. Before you could say before Civil War, it could be a movie that could be skipped if you were watching if you're trying to watch
Yeah.
MCU orders. Technically not, because of Ross Oblonsky, who is Abomination now. That's gonna be worth having now because you're gonna learn because you know about them and all. So, I mean,
Yeah.
in all honesty, depending how, because
She-Hulk
how
happens.
when the next couple shows come out, this might get changed over. This might get changed again. In all honesty,
Mhm.
especially like Loki. After we see the finale, Loki's gonna be somewhere like probably people won't expect
Loki dies.
and all that stuff. No, I mean like my ranking.
Oh, I thought you meant like
No, I don't mean
physically.
story wise. I don't mean story wise, but
Oh,
I mean like
I was
where I'm gonna rank them.
gonna say, in my opinion,
The
what I
show.
think, I don't know. Spoilers. If I get all of this right, I'm not. But just in case, just gonna
Mm.
put it out there. Um, I think Loki's gonna end up passing again. Question mark. Uh, whoever it is in the castle, I don't know if it's gonna be classic Loki or if it's gonna be Kang or Morbius. Who knows? I feel like Sylvie's gonna continue in the MCU somehow. That's it. That's all I got.
No, that
I don't
makes
know
sense.
how, but I just have a feeling she's gonna continue on. It'd be cool. I'd be okay with that. I like Sylvie. and then we're gonna get a Loki Gator spinoff.
Oh, because I know we talked about it at the movie theater, but I didn't get to ask you. No, but I mentioned it a bit, but I didn't get to ask you. Did you see? Because we talked about what if, and this would probably be the last thing. That's
Did I
um,
see the trailer?
yes,
Yeah, I just
and all that stuff. Did you see it when we saw Black Widow?
no, I saw it the day before or
Okay, you mean the
day
day?
before or day. Day came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
saw it the day. It came out.
well, that's what I meant. Did you see it before we saw the movie or not? Before we saw it, I told you to
Yeah,
ask you.
I did see it before we saw the movie.
Okay.
I just can't remember if it's day of or day after. Really enjoy it. I think it's gonna be cool. It's
So
gonna be cool.
one theory that I'm starting to like catch up, starting to believe myself.
It's
Uh,
amazing.
no, not Ursa Major. It's not Ursa Major related at all. Um, I feel like this is. I feel like because I thought originally like what if I thought originally I thought of what if is a one off to the MCU and everything like that.
I
Like
thought
it's
that originally too.
like it gives this is just more of like stories just based off stuff if it was proper can't if it branched off
At first,
canon.
I thought because like supposedly like a bunch of people love the what if things,
Yeah,
and
just
this is just
something
the way to give it to them.
just something for more MCU stuff. Um,
Yeah,
after Loki and after seeing that trailer, I feel this is canon now.
yeah,
It's actual canon, and it will connect. It does connect to Multiverse of Madness
maybe.
because
But hold
the
on, before we talk about this real quick, if you guys are watching, don't call him Croaky. He's not a crocodile. Okay, he's an alligator. Don't call him Croaky. Okay, continue.
because the common thing about that trailer in particularly, which is funny that I was able to catch it. It's the same Strange, Doctor Strange. It's not a different version and all that stuff. So I think that
Until you look at
the Doctor Strange we're seeing is the MCU Doctor Strange, the proper MCU
I don't
Strange.
think so.
Huh?
I don't think so.
Why is that?
Did you see the Funko Pop release of him? It's not the same Strange. It looks like an evil Strange because they released all the main characters and everything. I think he's the only one that doesn't look like a regular Strange. Because you got Chadwick as Star Lord, you got Doctor Strange. Who else you got? Okay, who else you got? Oh, you got Captain Carter. Which I thought actually be Captain UK. Captain England. Captain London. Captain Carter. It's not Captain Roger. Well, they call him Captain. I guess I'm
Well, no. Well, okay. Yeah, because
not white.
it's a dark one. I think it's still. I think what I ugh, what I believe is more the fact that he prop MCU Doctor Strange is is not a focal point, but he is the thing in them. The dark one is probably just like another version of him that he counters and has to fight probably.
But then why don't they have regular Doctor Strange? They have those are what it seems like. Those are like the main ones that we see.
Wait, what? What did you just say just now?
I spoke too fast, huh?
Yeah, I was like, it's like, what if in regular and something? I was like, well, what?
Sorry, because I'm a rapper. You know, I'm used to speaking pretty fast and it's getting bars. Right now,
Anyways,
dropping.
anyways,
Anyways,
anyways.
so in the pop line, it's the main characters. Why would they have had a regular Doctor Strange if he's gonna be the focal point?
And also,
Why did
well,
they
you
do
have
it
to,
dark
well, you have to
or regular?
remember, well, you have to remember the thing is about, we have to remember it's one of the fact like each version, there's a different, it's a different story. So of course they're gonna have main characters for each story, and also, I'm not saying just because, I'm not gonna say it's like, we're not saying that. I'm not saying that Strange MCU proper Strange is not a main character or is a main character. I'm just saying I think
He's gonna be
he is gonna he is connected to all each episode, in my opinion,
okay.
and all that stuff.
Okay. We'll
And
see what
also
happens. See, makes sense.
and I feel like it's gonna lead it's gonna connect into Multiverse of Madness and all that stuff.
See what happens. I'd like the zombie scene. So
And all that stuff. I mean, again, I could be wrong, and that's fine. But still, at the same time, it's just like
yeah,
I feel like
it's-
I know there's this dark strange that appears in the trailer and all that stuff like that. But I think that's more that's someone he's probably gonna fight probably because throughout I feel like that's probably gonna be something within the What If series. You're muted. I didn't hear you. Nope, can't hear you.
hello.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, it's Mephisto. That's what it is.
Oh
Dark Strange.
God, let's not start that again.
That's who's in the end of Loki. Loki's gonna enter the castle. It's gonna be Mephisto.
I like how
And
you
then Mephisto.
I like how you say that when we're talking about this when this episode comes out after that show comes out after the last episode.
Yeah, that's that you can. Yeah, the people watching this is like, yeah, he was right. He called it. It's Mephisto. I just saw it. It's crazy.
That'd be so funny if if it is Mephisto and we call it, even though we've not in this this recording is that we have not seen it.
I got two solid guesses. And that's the one who remains on Mephisto. Because I originally had another one. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would that be a theory?
Is this for Loki?
Yeah, it is for Loki, who's in the castle.
Honestly, I'm just waiting to see what happens.
I am too, but like in the back of my head, I'm like, this is my guess and see what happens.
I'm more like I'm excited. I'm away. I'm just gonna see what happens and all that stuff. Because I'm already in love with the show and all that stuff and everything like that. And then how this ends, like whatever they go with it. In all honesty, I'll be excited for it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Okay. Well, that was our episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a bit long.
Another 3 hours.
It was another 3 hours, but we're making up for the time that we were gone. That's what we're doing. So we're trying to jam these episodes into amazing content that you guys can watch. Maybe you guys don't want to watch on one time. You just come back to it and just feed off it every time, every topic. That'd be amazing. That'd be cool. Let us know if we do that.
Here's a question. You can answer this in the chat. If we do go 3 hours long, would you want a part 1 and a part 2? One released on Wednesday, part 1 released on Wednesday, part 2 released on Thursday. Let us know in the comments. We'll probably
if they do say yeah, we do want that. Can we name the part 2 DUX?
No.
Come on. Remember that Chinese movie where it's like part Dukes?
Oh my.
Remember that one? That's a hilarious movie. Anyways, so yeah, that's our episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, don't tell anybody. That's the only podcast. Signing off. See you guys.